Now it's just like, oh, cool.
Did you try turning it on and off again?
No, yeah, I can't. I went out of Streamlabs and then, yeah, because it was stuck on starting video feed, and I was like, what the fuck? Why is it stuck? And so now, according to Streamlabs, I am live, but I'm on my starting screen. Are you ready to go? Or do you want me to play some music for a few minutes, or are you ready to go?
I'm ready to rock and roll. Let's go.
Let me turn on this then. Oh, sorry. Let me go full screen. Don't look at my Discord settings. Don't look at them. No.
I call it the ugly.
Hey, we're back. A dinosaur story.
All right.
Welcome to the weekly chat.
We live.
We live
for now.
So
at
sorry.
At least on the outside.
Sorry, we've been gone for a while. It's partially my fault because my new job is very weird about what days of the week I'm working. So I get my schedule every Thursday. And so some weeks I work like 3 or 4 days a week, and some weeks I work like
they don't
2
do it
days
every 2 weeks.
No, no. So like I don't want to give away too much information about like where I work and the company I work for, but essentially it's a company where we get a very short notice as to when our services are required, and then so there has to be a job within 50 miles of where I live, and then I get shipped out there, and so I only get a week's notice. So
that kind of sucks. Well, a week's notice, that's not so bad.
It's not terrible, but like sometimes though, so like I want to have a consistent schedule where I stream and where I do the weekly chat with you. So like for a while we were doing every Tuesday, and so that, in addition to the fact that it was Thanksgiving and a couple other things, and the holidays have kind of shuffled things around, and like you've been busy, I've been a little busy, but like we want to do the show, and that's why we're here today, to do the weekly chat.
I'm so happy to be back. What a few weeks it's been. What a few weeks.
God,
don't die on me.
This coffee is killing me, but it's delicious coffee. It just went down the wrong pipe. Blue Lions represent.
I know. Oh man, so
I want to tell you.
Sorry, we've been gone so long, folks.
I want to tell you a story about.
Yeah.
I want to tell you. I want to do a warm up session on before we get it. So we've got several weeks of news and some recent events to talk about this week, and we'll be talking about all that stuff.
By the way, happy Cyberpunk Day, everybody!
Happy Cyberpunk Day, CD Projekt Red. I hope you give him hell, my guys.
I know, I'm so excited.
For all of you guys out there in the wonderful universe who are going to be playing some Cyberpunk, have fun. Have fun. And by the way, so before I get started, before I tell my story, very quick announcement. So, starting this week, I am going to be uploading every episode. So I finally figured out the horrendous back end of Twitch. It took me a long time, but I finally figured out how to download VODs directly from Twitch to my computer and to my external hard disk. So starting next week, I'm going to be uploading the weekly chat every Friday on our old Beyond the Boundary of the Box Set podcast YouTube channel. So, if you haven't, so what does that mean for the episodes that are currently on my channel and Nick's channel? So, several episodes, unfortunately. So the way that Twitch works is when you do a broadcast, when you have a stream, it's only it's not like YouTube where you upload something and it's there forever. On Twitch, your uploads are only valid for, I believe, 60 days.
Yeah, it's like a very short amount of time.
It's like 60 days or like 2 months or like it's like 70 days. It's something like that. So it's like roughly 2 months. And so, unfortunately, that means that some of the very first episodes of the weekly chat, which honestly, you're probably better off not watching those episodes because the quality of them is shit. And I say this as somebody who was in those episodes.
You can't even hear us half the time.
Yeah,
at least on my stream.
So for several episodes, Nick was having audio issues. I was having audio issues. Trust me, you're better off not seeing those episodes. Just trust me. But so what does that mean for the episodes that are currently on the that are currently VODed on my channel and on Nick's channel? That means that those episodes are going to be lost to the sands of time, unfortunately. unless there's a demand for it, and maybe out of some like nostalgia, I'll download a few of them and release them as like retro episodes. But
the phantom audio issue menace.
right, exactly. But so unfortunately, there's already episodes that we've lost that were lost to the sands of time. And again, I like those episodes. You know, part of me is like, you know, it's you know, everyone's gonna start somewhere. Everybody's got to be like, oh, you know, everyone has to kind of have their start. But I'm not particularly proud of those episodes. I don't think Nick is either. We had a we had a fuck ton of tech issues. We had a fuck ton of just like we didn't quite have like a rhythm yet. We didn't quite have a like a sound structure yet. They're rough episodes. Let's just put it that way. They're very rough. Our dynamic is rough. Our flow is rough. They're rough. So point being,
this would be expected with any podcast.
Right.
Like, have you listened to some of your favorite podcasts? First episode.
Like the first episode of the tech. So like my favorite podcast is the Technical Alpha podcast, and the first episode of that show is just not very good. It's just them talking about their 10 favorite video games of all time, and it's not interesting. It's not the meat that we've come to expect from the Technical Alpha cast.
I remember for early Rooster Teeth podcast episodes, like there was no video, it was just audio.
Right.
And the audio, it was okay, but it wasn't the best either. I remember PKA, that other podcast that I listen to or watch. The first couple episodes, the audio, it's just like a still image and audio, and it's but they were still finding their foot.
Hang on. Let me. It's been a while since I've used Streamlabs. Let me make sure that your audio is okay on my back end here. My back end. Wow. Hilarious. I am comedy.
Hilarious and original.
Yes, that's right. I'm quirky and relatable. Have you seen that one Matty Burrito video where he makes fun of like animation vlogging YouTubers, where he's like, he like in order to get money from the YouTube algorithm, I have to create the most socially relatable cartoon character of all time. So he creates this like girl. It's like, hi, I'm quirky and original. I went to college just like you. It's really funny. It's really funny. But so
I've been obsessed with. Have you heard of 𝐒𝐞𝐞𝐤 at all? The animator.
No. Who is that?
I got it's this guy who does these really weird, surreal, creepy animations, and he pumps them out like twice. He puts them like once a week. It's crazy.
Whoa.
He did that.
Wait. Did he? I think I've seen one of his things. Is he the guy who makes the really creepy SpongeBob shit? Like, I saw this.
The anime SpongeBob? No, that's
no. Not SpongeBob as an anime. Not that guy. There's this dude who has made like Lovecraftian SpongeBob, where he like makes all the characters look like Slender Man. Is that it?
Yeah,
is that
I think that might be it.
Okay,
he just released a new one. He did one for like Ed, Edd n Eddy and stuff like that, which is really fucking creepy.
We're like, it's them, but
he did that Cuphead Fear and Loathing Las Vegas mashup that I posted on the Discord.
Because the other day I was in a friend's Discord and they showed me, and I think it might be him, but don't quote me on that. But
hang on, let's find out.
But like, so yeah, I saw if it is the guy I'm thinking about, he made like that creepy SpongeBob thing where it's like this weird Lovecraftian like Squidward and Mr. Krabs are like eating SpongeBob and he's like fine with it. I don't know. It was weird. Anyway,
hang on.
But so while you're looking that up, so what does that mean in terms of the podcast? So starting this week, I learned. So I've spent even all the time we've been away, I was not idle doing nothing for the show. Although, yeah, it was, forgive me, but it was Thanksgiving and it was the holidays and COVID has been a nightmare and work has been kind of like up and down. So I apologize for that. Hopefully,
I don't want to give away too much of where we are, but our state has finally went down into another stay-at-home order.
Yeah. But also,
I guess it still has to work.
Yeah, right. Both of us really, but yeah. But yeah,
God.
So what does that mean for the show moving forward? So starting with this episode, I now that I know how to use Twitch's horrendous backend, I know how to download VODs directly off of Twitch. And so starting this week, every Friday that we do, so even if we don't have a consistent day of the week where we do the weekly chat, I'm still going to try to make it Tuesday. If it works out for Nick and myself, I'd like to do Tuesday. But like I'll be honest with you, depending on what happens with my work, it might not happen. But we're going to try to do weekly chat still once a week like we've been doing. It might not have a consistent time, but we're going to do it every week starting this week and next week and so on and so forth. I definitely want to get back on the rhythm of doing it, and so
I want to stream again. We've been so busy.
Yeah, we should do some Vermintide.
We gotta play some Vermintide. We gotta play some Among Us. Let's play some Fall Guys. No,
I'm good.
I'm good too. I return that shit so fast.
Yeah, every Friday, I'm going to be downloading. I'm going to be uploading that week's podcast to YouTube. And so every week that we do a podcast, that Friday there will be a new episode. So if you don't like, I've talked to some of my friends on my Discord and on other people's Discord, to people who watch us, and they say to me, "Hey, I love the show and I want to watch the show, but sometimes a lot of people say, one, I don't like Twitch. Something I hear a lot also is, I'd love to watch, but I'm working while you're live. I'm busy. I wasn't able to watch you guys live, and I don't want to go back and watch the VOD on Twitch. And some people are like me. That's
totally fair.
They listen to podcasts in like after the fact. They listen to the VOD, but they don't. Most people do not watch podcasts live, I would say. Most of them
majority of them don't.
Yeah. So I figured, okay.
It's like the true lifeblood of it's just having the video up,
right,
and then breaking down the video into clips, and then upload, because clips are really what fuel a podcast nowadays,
right.
At least in my opinion.
No, the technical alpha does the same thing. But yeah, so maybe in the once I kind of figure out Twitch's back end a little bit more, I actually know how to make clips from streams and stuff. During the first couple of if you want to watch some of our really old podcast stuff, some of it, some
of those clips are still up there.
So here's the thing. So VODs get deleted, but when you make a clip of something, it stays up forever.
Like the VODs are temporary, the clips are forever.
Right. So if you really are jonesing to watch some of our old content, you can go back and watch them on I think they're mostly on my channel. There might be some on yours. I'm not entirely sure.
I have a few.
Okay.
But I think the majority of them are on your channel.
Okay. But so yeah, every week that we do the podcast, every Friday, that will be on YouTube. And so once I get the ball rolling on that, I will be updating the bottom of my Twitch account. And so you'll be able to click it below. I don't have it up there yet, but expect that soon. So if you want to listen to our podcast and you can't make it live, totally understandable. It'll be up on YouTube, the best platform.
YouTube.
Anyway, that's all I want to say about that.
Tell me about the burrito story. You've been hyping up this burrito story for the past 3 weeks.
Okay, so again, I'm not going to give away too much about my job and stuff, just because I had to sign an NDA, and it's kind of a position that requires a little bit of discretion anyway. So, but part of my job is that I drive around I drive around to locations that are within 50 miles of my residence, and so I'm going all over the major counties of LA and Ventura County, and so a couple weeks ago, I had a job in Camarillo, and so
it's Camarillo.
So one time when I was younger, my girlfriend at the time and we went to Camarillo, and we drove by the visitor center.
Oh God! Was she one of those?
No. So she was fine in this story. It's not. This story ain't about her.
Okay.
So my girlfriend. This was years ago. This is not the story I'm going to tell. This is a small side story. So years ago, my girlfriend at the time and I were in Camarillo. And we parked by the Camarillo Visitor Center, and they have a sign out front that says like "Welcome to Camarillo." And so if you've never seen Camarillo, like if you've never seen it spelled on paper before, it's spelled like it's pronounced Camarillo, but like you're supposed to say Camarillo. Like the L's are silent.
Yeah.
But so just as a joke, we were standing in front of the sign, and we said, "Welcome to Camarillo," and this Camarillo native walked by and was like, it's actually pronounced Camarillo.
It's actually pronounced Camarillo.
That's right. And so I turned to him and I'm like, "Yeah, dude, we're just joking around."
For those who are wondering what the hell we're talking about, I would have to say that Camarillo is probably one of the richer parts of our area. It's definitely up there. It's very it's not quite LA rich, but it's pretty fucking rich.
It's not like Oakview or anything like that, but like
no, Oakview's way more god.
No, like I said, it's not. But anyway, so
it's like it goes. There's like different tier lists for our county, right? So you have like Oxnard, Ventura, Camarillo, and then you have Thousand Oaks,
and then Oakview. Mm.
Oakview is not too bad, but it's still pretty ritzy. But it's the type of ritzy where like you never know. Because, like, on one hand, there's such a wage disparity between Oakview because you have a multi-million-dollar house on one end, and then you have a dude with, like, an acre of land sitting on the Airstreamer on the other side of the street.
Right.
It's very strange.
But so anyway, I was in I was in Camarillo for work, and then so it was a pretty short day. Excuse me, it was a pretty short day. And so we wrapped up the job around 2:30. And so I had left the house and I hadn't eaten anything just because I ran out of time getting out the door. Cuz I had to be there at 9 a.m. and I got up at like 8ish. I slept in a little bit, unfortunately. And I'm like, okay, so I didn't have time for breakfast while getting out the door. So I go to work, we wrap up the job at around 2:30. And I'm right by the Camarillo. Like, if you've ever been to Camarillo, one of the that's on my end. There's honking outside. Sorry about that. So if you're in Camarillo, one of the premier places to go in Camarillo is the Camarillo Outlet Mall. Wow.
Oh yes.
So the Camarillo Outlet Mall is this place that has all the it's an outlet mall. It's got clothing stores and little food boutiques and all this fucking shit.
It's got some really good stuff though. It's got a Nike store, a Vans store, like anything clothing related you want, go to the outlet mall.
Right.
Also, they got some really good food.
About that. Okay. So
what did you do?
So I get off of work and I'm starving. I hadn't eaten, and like I'm one of those people where if I don't eat something at like certain intervals of the day, I get
you get really cranky.
No, listen, I get moody. I'll admit it. I'll be the first to admit it. I get moody. I'm just like, if I don't eat at like regular intervals, I get fucking cranky. I'm sorry. I know it's one of my worst habits, but like,
you see, you got to go on the Nick diet. The Nick diet will.
Not the Nick diet. Not the 4,000 calories twice a day diet.
It's actually 3,000. Bitch. No.
All right. But so
I am notoriously bad for just not forgetting to eat.
Right.
Because I just don't eat at all during the day. Like I maybe have like 2 meals a day. That's really about it.
Instead of having like breakfast, lunch, dinner, Nick will have like one meal at like 4 o'clock. That's just like all the food.
It's not so bad.
Although lately you've been better about it, I think.
Not really, no.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I was trying to vouch for you.
I'm not gonna lie to our dear viewers.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell them what's real and what isn't.
So
this ain't no fake news.
Oh, God. The perilous Nick fake news. He's not even honest about the Nick diet. Crooked Nicholas.
Crooked Nicholas. In fact, I heard a rumor that he doesn't even eat. I heard he photosynthesizes like a plant.
What are you doing, Nick? I'm eating.
Praise the sun.
Okay.
All right. So getting back to the worst burrito you've ever had story. So you're at the Camarillo Outlet Mall. You're pretty hangry.
So originally the
A little
job
peckish.
the job site is by the outlets, and I wasn't even gonna go to the outlets, but I drove by the outlets, and I was just gonna go home and then make lunch at home. But I'm like, home is like 30. It's like 25 minutes away. I'm fucking starving.
On a good day.
Yeah.
That
I'm starving.
That highway that's right there that you
Yeah.
go in between the counties and stuff like that. We've been jammed in there for like 2 hours one time.
Yikes. That didn't happen, but so I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. So I pull into the outlets, and I go into Vans, and I actually bought a pair of shoes, so that's cool. So it's like, originally I wasn't even gonna go there for lunch. Originally I was just gonna go there to go, because like I was sort of jonesing to get new shoes, and I've been a lifelong Vans guy for forever now, basically. So I'm like, okay, and so I walk out of Vans, and I'm fucking starving. So I walk the strip, and there's like, my choices to eat are like Panera Bread, Wetzel's Pretzels, and Pink's hot dogs.
Oh, they have a Pink's over there?
Yeah. So
Why the fuck do you even eat a Pink's?
Okay. So about that.
Oh, so you did go. Oh
Yeah.
no.
Wait, hold on.
Oh.
You're okay. So for those of you who don't live in California, so Pink's is this like notorious hot dog restaurant that bloomed out of Hollywood, California. It started off as one franchise in California, and then bloomed and blossomed into this multi hot dog empire. And so they are notorious for having the most delicious hot dogs of all time. The Costco hot dog begs to differ about that, by the way. But yeah, so they have a reputation for being like above average.
Yeah.
And like, I've eaten at, and listen, I've eaten at that Pink's before. It was okay.
Yeah, didn't we go for a couple anime conventions ago?
Yeah.
Did we go to AX?
So, but I mean, like, I've actually been to the Pink's at the outlet mall a couple different times.
I didn't even know they had one. That's fantastic.
Okay, so.
But
and by the way,
it might change my mind if I know where the story is going. I have no idea.
Okay,
I think I have a pretty good idea.
So I'm like, fuck it, I'm hungry. I go into Pink's, and so I should mention that this is before the mandatory shutdown order. There was outside dining, but that's it. And so it's cold. It's a cold, shitty day, and I walk inside, and I get greeted. Hey, welcome. It's like, I'm gonna take a look at the menu. I'm like, and she's like, okay. And so they have a couple different things on their menu. They've got like they've got all kinds of hot dogs, like the classic, the chili dog, the up your butt bacon dog. They have all these things. They've got burgers.
I don't know if I want to eat the up your butt bacon dog.
You know what it is. Anyway, so on the right-hand side of the menu, there's a tab that says burritos.
Okay, first off,
and part of me is like,
hold the fucking phone. Hold the fucking phone. You went to a Pink's location.
Yes.
And did not get the hot dog.
Like, I've had the hot dog there a couple times before. I wanted to try something different.
But you went to Pink's.
Yes.
For a burrito.
Listen, I'm a sucker for burritos, okay? Just let me finish this fucking story. Okay. So,
more shade.
Okay, listen. So, I look at the menu.
I am listening.
Listen!
And I'm judging the fuck out of you.
They have hot dogs, they have burgers and fries, burritos on the right-hand side of the menu. And, so, I thought, oh, that's cool. It's for people who come to Pink's who, like, don't want to have hot dogs. And so,
okay, why the fuck would you even go to Pink's if you didn't want the hot dog?
Well, listen, it's like, you know how you go to Carl's Jr. and sometimes you want green burrito? That's why.
But that's different.
I don't. Anyway,
they don't specialize in one form. Tube meat. That's all they specialize in. Well, I guess a burrito would technically qualify as tube meat.
Well,
but here's
listen, I'm going to say something that will discredit the fuck out of what you're. Anyway, so by the way, so I'm reading the menu. And I noticed that all the burritos have hot dogs in them. And so in my mind, I'm thinking like, oh, they probably like take a hot dog and grill it, and then they cut it up, and then they put it in the burrito. Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But so here's the thing. I read the menu, and there's like the classic where it's like, oh, it's like a carne asada style burrito. They got a chicken style burrito with and so then I scroll all the way down, and there's an option called the Reuben burrito.
Oh no.
And so
Oh no, Pat.
Okay.
Pat.
Listen. I am a sucker. You know this about me, but I will tell the viewers. I am a sucker for a Reuben sandwich. I love Reuben style sandwiches.
This is very true. But
I love the Reuben style sandwich with sauerkraut and like delicious roast beef, mustard, and like on rye bread or cracked rye bread, the works.
No.
So I read the item on the menu, and it's like, oh, it's like roast beef and sauerkraut and mustard and hot dog. And so here's the thing: I should have known from the word go that this was a bad idea.
Yes.
But listen, so I have a rule that and so Nick knows this rule about me. This item broke the rule of peanut butter bacon. So for those of you who don't know, the rule of peanut butter bacon goes as follows, right? When it comes to gimmick food, I love peanut butter and I love bacon, but I don't like peanut butter and bacon together.
Combined.
Right. In one foodstuffs.
Hang on 1 second.
Okay. But yeah, so whenever there's like a gimmick food item, like like deep fried rock candy or something like that, or like deep fried Oreos, I tend not to like those kind of things, just because I consider them to be kind of gimmicky and kind of not exactly what you would call a refreshing, delicious meal. You okay? Uh-oh.
Sorry about that. My phone just died.
Oh, shit, okay. Anyway, but yeah, I was telling them about, like, I traditionally don't like stuff like deep fried Oreos or like double stuffed like candy or stuff like that, or like things in other things, or like fucking like
so you didn't like my turducken that I made painstakingly?
I don't like the pizza with like the pretzel bun crust. Like, I'm not a fan of that stuff.
I actually like that when we had it.
Okay, so anyway, but like, so that's just who I am.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I literally thought this in my head when I was looking at the menu. I thought, how bad could it be?
Oh no. No.
So I decided,
you know me. I will try almost any bullshit on the face of this planet.
Yeah, you'll try anything.
Almost everything. That's been me in the ass a few times.
Yes.
Anyway, the Reuben burrito.
The Reuben style burrito.
Dogs.
Yes. So let me no.
Dude,
listen, let me tell you this. Let me tell you about this burrito, okay? Because this. So imagine if you. So I go and I order the burrito, and I'm like, I'm gonna have the Reuben style burrito, and the lady's like, okay. So imagine if you will.
You know, she was thinking, really? Oh fuck! Nobody's ordered that in 2 weeks.
I know. And so imagine if you will, this sad, pathetic person by themselves out in the cold, sitting out on the deck, watching people go by, watching YouTube on my phone, waiting for my Reuben burrito to alleviate my hunger.
Oh god.
So she brings me my burrito. And it's like, okay, I'm not here to judge, because like, I know that working in the food industry sucks, and it's hard, it's not easy, and it's quite frankly, it's more difficult than people, think it is.
It's way more difficult than people make.
However,
this ain't the Applebee's.
I should have known that something was suspect, because my burrito was wrapped in a way where, like, as soon as she put it on the table, it started like the wrapping started to like unravel Like,
Oh,
they didn't even, like,
no.
tie it they didn't even, like, wrap it and fold it properly. It was so, like, she put it on the table, and it was almost like one of those edible arrangements. Like, it started to go, like...
It started to blossom like a flower.
And so I opened up this burrito, and so... Do you ever just, like... You know how you watch a McDonald's commercial, and they have those food photographers whose job it is to make sure that, like, the food looks delicious, and then when you actually go to order it, it looks nothing like that?
Yep.
So this burrito, it looked like a sad puppy. Like, it was all fucking lumpy, and, like, you know how a burrito is, like a really good burrito is, like, perfectly rolled, and it's tight, right?
Yeah, it's a nice cylinder. It's like a pipe.
It's tight and wrapped and sealed, and, like, it's waiting for you to bite into it or cut it open with a fork and knife. This burrito was a sad, pudgy puppy. Like, it was like it.
Oh,
and so
poor puppy.
So I take a bite out of this burrito, and that's when I realize
it was just all sauerkraut.
No, that would have been better. Actually, no. Do you know that sensation when you bite into a burrito, like you bite into a tortilla and it's like half cooked? It's like lukewarm.
Yeah, they like barely warmed it up on the fucking flat top.
So one, this was like, it was not warmed up. It was like this like cold tortilla.
So they just took it out of the packaging and just rolled it up, and that makes it so much harder to roll.
They put it on the flat top for like 30 seconds. No more than that.
But that's usually, well, typically how hot the grill is, you typically want it on there for, you just want it to like slightly be warm. You don't want it to be like super hot.
No, you don't want it, right. You want it to be warm, right?
Yeah, warm your tortillas before you wrap your burritos.
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
So hilarious. But yeah, so it seemed like to me they put it on there for like 4.
So the filling doesn't get everywhere.
They put it on the flat top for like 4. It had to be like 4 seconds because it was like barely warm. Like it was like it was lukewarm. So one, the tortilla was already fucked up. 2, what I realized was they actually advertised in the listing on the menu that there were 4 hot dogs in this burrito.
Oh my god!
Well, so what they did, you know how earlier I was assuming that they had like taken the hot dogs and like cut it up, and so they put it into bite-sized chunks.
They just left them whole.
So in this burrito, they just took 4 Oscar Mayer bitches and then just slapped that shit in there.
Oh my god!
They didn't even bother fucking cutting it up.
To roll that would be a fucking nightmare.
It was just 4 Oscar Mayer fuckers.
He's an Oscar Mayer wiener.
So, and by the way, I also think that the hot dogs were only like, they were cooked all the way through, but they felt like they had been like sitting out for like 20 minutes because they were lukewarm too. And so this burrito, here's the contents of this burrito. 4 Oscar Mayer hot dogs. Like a fucking pinch of sauerkraut. All of the fucking mustard on the West Coast. And by the way, it was like basic bitch yellow mustard. It wasn't even like fancy mustard.
Aww.
So like,
listen, you don't want to eat a whole bottle's worth.
Listen, I like yellow mustard. I'm not even complaining, but like this burrito was like drowning in yellow mustard, and it made the whole thing cold. It made this already cold burrito way colder.
Oh,
so like, and somebody took like a pinch of sauerkraut and was like, eh. It's like that meme, like, yeah, exactly. So there was like 4 uncut hot dogs.
Oh my god. Was there any roast beef in there?
Yeah, so there was like really weirdly thick, gristly pieces of roast beef. So it was the kind of thing where like I took a bite and like, you know how in a really bad sandwich, when you take a bite out of a sandwich and like the whole protein starts to come out?
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, that's what ended up happening. So I took one bite and so up, come on. Oh, come on. What are you doing? Hang on. Hang on. Do-do-do-loo. Do-do-do-loo. Come on. There we go. We're back. Okay, great. Thanks, Disc. Oh, by the way,
It's the first time that's happened in a long time.
I know, right? So by the way, I got an email or I got a text message shortly before we started recording that said that from AT&T that said that there might be a power outage sometime today. So if the show suddenly just dies, that's probably why.
Oh no.
But like, let's hope that doesn't happen.
I know, because I don't have a UPS for my computer, so if it goes, it goes. At least I'm not updating anything.
Right.
At least I don't think so.
No. So I mean, I'm on. I have the laptop, and so I'm on battery power. But like, if the show goes boo, that might be why. But anyway, so this burrito. So imagine so in this cold tortilla, 4 hot dogs, some really thick, gristly, disgusting roast beef, a little bit of sauerkraut, drowning in mustard. And imagine you're eating this burrito, sitting by yourself out on the patio, watching a YouTube video. And imagine you're walking by, watching this sad, pathetic, wasted face. Just like, wow, that guy. And so I felt like, you want to know the fucked up part about this whole story?
What?
Dude,
you finished the burrito?
Dude, I was so hungry, I ate the whole fucking thing.
You ate the whole thing?
I was starving!
Where are your standards?
I was starving!
Oh, God.
And, like, do you know when you eat something and it's, like, just edible enough?
Yeah.
Like, that's what this burrito was like. That was this burrito. It was, like, just edible enough.
That's so gross.
Yeah.
Well, at least you got the Pink's hot dogs out of it. You got whole 4 of them.
Dude, it was fucking disgusting. I don't like. Honestly, I'm not even joking. I don't like Taco Bell. Like, I've been on record saying as much. I would have rather had like 4. And by the way, it was like fucking like $12 or some shit.
That was $12.
It was expensive. Okay, it might have been like $9 I forget, but like it was expensive.
For burrito, that's pretty pricey.
Right.
Because we have a little shop around our town called Corrales.
Dude,
and
any hole-in-the-wall Mexican restaurant would have been better than this fucking burrito.
The shit at Taco Bell or Del Taco probably would have been better.
Dude, no, I'm not even joking. I would have rather eaten like 3 of those dollar burritos from Taco Bell, like the beans, rice, and cheese. But I would have rather eaten like 3 of those.
I actually like that.
Than this piece of shit. It was the worst. And listen, we're spoiled, right? Because we live in California, the land of the delicious burrito.
Oh yeah.
And so
there are a few things that we do really well in California. We do Mexican food really well and burgers really well.
Carnitas tacos. Anyway, there are so many hole-in-the-wall Mexican restaurants that are delicious, and they've got delicious carnitas burritos. They've got carnitas tacos. They've got chili verde burritos. You've got chains like Snapper Jacks, who also, like, even though they're kind of a chain, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. They have a consistent, really good product, even though they're kind of corporate.
Spencer's McKenzie is
Yeah.
If you want like some good, like really good cheap seafood in a burrito form, go to fucking Spencer's McKenzie. Also, the sauces that they have there, the sauces.
Anyway, that was the story of the world's worst burrito.
You have nobody to blame but yourself.
Yep. But you want to know the other fucked up part?
You got sick afterward?
No, thankfully no.
Did you have the chin shits?
No. What after I ate the burrito, it felt like I hadn't eaten. You know that feeling when you eat like really shitty fast food like Jack in the Box, and you have a whole like combo meal, and then like 5 minutes later you're hungry again?
Yeah.
That's what happened to me. I felt like I ate this burrito, and then like 5 minutes after I'd eaten it, like my body was so desperate for good calories and good nutrition that it was like, bro, you're hungry. I'm like, I just ate a fucking burrito. It's like, no, you didn't.
No, you didn't. Oh God.
So there it is. So bottom line, if a corporate sponsor of Pink's Hot Dogs is listening to this, you gotta up your burrito game. Or
don't get the burrito.
Or don't get the burrito at Pink's Hot Dogs.
I think that'd be way goddamn easier.
Yeah. So bottom line, don't order a burrito at a place that specializes in hot dogs, or as Nick said earlier, tube meats.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you don't like some tube steak?
I love some tube meats.
I know. It is the perfect shape for consumption. And/or fellation.
So that was like the funny story that happened to me in the time since we broadcasted last. Do you have any hilarious stories to help catch up with the folks?
Oh, I got a couple. I've been a fiend the past couple of weeks. So I got completely and utterly annihilated, almost near blackout drunk at Thanksgiving this year.
Oh, nice.
Oh, no, not nice. Because me and my family, we like to play games and board games and stuff like that.
I want to play a game.
Oh, pretty much. I'd much rather play a jigsaw game. So one of the games that we play almost every year is the Pokemon drinking board game. What is that, you may?
Gotta catch them all.
Gotta drink them all. Pokemon. Anyway, I thought, I was like, okay, because more often than not, usually when the game says take a drink, it's like just take a sip. You know, It's not that crazy. Unless you're at the start and you have the shittiest luck on the planet, because if you roll a 1 at the start, there's a Rattata space right next to it. And guess what you have to do? You have to chug your whole drink. And guess what dumbass made a double Jack and Coke to think, oh, this will last me through the whole game. I had 6 Jack and Cokes within an hour.
No.
And then me and my family were driving home, and we were so fucked up, or I was so fucked up, and because we actually didn't eat all that much at Thanksgiving, and we were just like, oh, we gotta eat something. And it's like, Nicholas, what do you want to eat? Nuggies.
Nuggies.
So we drove through McDonald's on the way home and got chicken nuggets on Thanksgiving. It was the best.
I guarantee you that the chicken nuggets that you ate at the drive-thru at like 12 at night or however late it was, I guarantee you those nuggets had more nutrition and more flavor than the fucking Reuben burrito did.
Oh my god, you poor bastard.
And listen, I don't know. Listen, every once in a while, I like to, like, I am usually like one of my good points, and it's both a good thing about me. It's something that I like about myself. It's something that I also kind of dislike. Is I tend to be a creature of habit, and so I have a hard I have a hard time sometimes trying new things, or like trying
I usually talk you into it for the most part.
Like I'm kind of a traditionalist in the sense that, like, if I know that I like something, I know that I like it, and if I know that I don't like something, I will not get that thing or try that thing. But like every once in a while, like I say, like, fuck it, I'll try something different. And so that's what the Reuben burrito was. That was me. That was me throwing up my hands and being like, you know what, fuck it, I'll try.
If you weren't as hungry, do you think you would have picked something else?
Oh, like if I wasn't just completely desperate for food, I would have definitely. Like I would have probably, like, honestly, if I didn't pick the burrito, I was sort of I was sort of jonesing for a burger. So I think I would have.
That's a way better proposition.
If I had thought about it for another 30 seconds, I probably would have landed on a burger.
but the hunger just took over your fucking thinking process.
My logical centers.
I want the thing and the thing.
So yeah, moral of the story: abide by the law of peanut butter bacon. If two things together sounds like a bad idea, it probably is a bad idea.
Also, if you're ever in a restaurant, here's a dirty little secret for you folks. Never get the shit at the bottom of the menu. All the best-selling shit or the best-tasting shit will be at the top, and all the B-listers and the C-listers will be at the bottom. Or I learned that the hard way. Yes, you did. Because it was at the bottom of the menu, right?
It was. It was at the so on the menu so this menu had 3 sections, right? So on the left hand side of the menu we had hot dogs. In the center we had burgers, And then on the right-hand side, it was burritos, and then under burritos, it was like sides.
All right.
So I saw, so the Reuben burrito was at the bottom of the burrito column.
You took a gamble and lost, my friends.
I know.
Anyway,
I guess we should talk about some news stories.
no, let's bitch about food for another 30 minutes. It's amazing.
Yes.
Yes.
Anyway, let me.
Dude, I'm so excited. I'm making. I've been wanting to make this tri-tip for about a week, so I got one marinating. I'm gonna grill it up tonight, so I'm pretty excited.
Okay.
Shout out to Adam Ragusa of YouTube who gave me the idea. That also has a shit ton of mustard on it. I'm actually marinating in a mustard spice blend, so that'll be pretty fun.
That sounds good, actually.
I'll take a picture of it.
Oh, so the first thing that I want to talk about for a little bit is after years of Square Enix fucking around and
tugging at our
heartstrings, and exploiting my love for this particular franchise.
Mm-hmm.
The World Ends With You has an official, not a fan speculation, not a port of a mobile game, not a Switch port of the original game, an actual sequel to The World Ends With You, one of my favorite video games of all time.
Mine as well.
An official sequel called The World Ends With You. Oh god, what is it? Neo, The World Ends With You, an actual sequel. And so, before we do any more commentary on it, we're gonna do live reactions. Hang on one second. Let me set this up real quick. Do you see the link in Discord?
Let me see.
Just go to the notepad, and it's the like fourth from the bottom.
Here it is. It's right above another one of our top.
That's right. Okay, let me full screen this real quick, and then I will get back.
I'm at 0.
Oh, come on. Oh no, what are you doing? Why is it slow? Why is my internet slow? Oh, there it is. Okay, great.
So Zeta slow.
Zeta slow. Hang on one second. Let me full screen this. No.
Queued up at 0.
Hang on. Yeah. Oh no. Hang on one second.
All right. Easy there, Shia. Easy.
No. Okay, ready?
Yep.
All right, 3, 2,
2,
1.
3. Oh, it looks so You want to play a game?
I do want to play a game. Oh my god, it looks so good!
I know! It kind of looks like those 3D Pokemon games.
Honestly, I think it looks better than Sword and Shield. Way better.
Yeah.
Way better.
You see, this guy knows what's up. He's wearing a mask.
There's a funny story that I'll share about that after the fact. Your gamer girlfriend. My boy!
Your boy!
My boy Minamoto! My boy! He's a main character now! Oh my god.
You know, this really looks like Persona.
I cry every time.
I know.
Yeah, you're right. This does look like Persona 5. Rip off.
Oh my god. Oh man. Look at all the characters.
Oh, the updated player pen looks really cool.
I know, right?
I can't wait to spend my life savings on all the merchandise for this game.
I know, right?
I don't know how they're going to do pins. I don't know how they're going to do combat in the game, but
I think it's going to be kind of like a MOBA where they have like certain hotkeys for buttons, and then you're going to be able to aim it with the joystick.
Hey, it's that girl who was at the end of the secret ending of the first game.
Oh, look at the noise.
Oh, dude, I know, right? You know what the combat kind of reminds me of is like those Mega Man Star Force games?
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Oh.
So good. So good.
Fucking finally.
Hang
Oh,
on.
it's coming out for Switch and PS4.
Yeah, Switch and PS4. Although I don't know why it's probably gonna come out for. I imagine it's gonna come out on PS5. I don't. Yeah, that's. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there.
You'll be able to play it. It'll upscale it to 4K, which will be nice.
Here, let me switch back real quick.
Because like I think like 98% of all PS4 games are playable on the PS5.
Here, let me just.
Man, I'm at a crossroads in my life right now.
Hang on one second.
When it comes to the future, I'm at a future crossroads right now with my life as a gamer. On whether I. It's like, is this the I feel like I'm at a branching path, right? Do I go with the PS5 or do I double down on the PC aspect of things? And I think I might actually just double down on the PC aspect of things.
Hey Nick, why don't you just be one of those rich PC guys that has like $1,000 parts mailed to them for free all the time?
You know what? It's what.
Yeah, I got this. You ever notice that about like really hardcore PC people? Like every time somebody asks them, like, dude, how do you afford this computer? It's like, oh yeah, I get sent parts for free like all the time.
Yeah, oh, it's a review copy. Yeah, look, here's the thing. More often than not, when they get those parts, they never sell them, or they keep them on a shelf like a library, and they use them for references all the time. This actually happened to a tech YouTuber that I follow called 𝐂𝐴2Cents. He had a 1080 Ti, or he needed a 1080 Ti for a video, and he accidentally gave it away for a build that he did for a friend. And so he wasn't able to compare data for like the new 30 series and the new 2080 or 1080 Ti. So he's just like, and he says, this is why we don't give out the cards. We need the cards so that way, because you guys are going to be, but what about card so-and-so? Well, we don't have it anymore because you guys want to, it's a seesaw effect. It's this balancing act of like trying to like balance like, oh, we actually need this hardware, or, oh, we could sell this hardware. So,
right. Like, the way I figure it, listen, so they overproduce the shit out of all these graphics cards and GPUs and all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, when it first comes out, like, and I'm sure we'll see this same effect with the 30 series, where when it first comes out, like, it'll be super it'll be super sold out for, like, 6 months-ish, and then after that, they're gonna overproduce the fuck out of it to the point where like they have just a big.
Folks, it's been so long,
right,
since we did the show that I actually have hair now.
I know. Oh my god, look at you! You're glorious. So
I know, although it's not helping this lighting.
For the first time. By the way, so I recently bought an all wood comb for the first time in my life, like an actual nice
actual good comb.
Yeah,
nice.
I bought a comb, and it's all wood. And I've been using it the last couple of days. So
I know it looks good.
Thank you. So I should get you a comb. Yeah, you're gonna have so much hair.
I'm actually, the reason why I'm doing this is because I always shave my head like to the skin.
Yeah.
Like I get the razor, I get the everything. I just shave it bald. But I'm gonna actually, because I tried to doing it with my last quarantine. And I just let the hair grow. I didn't style it. So I'm actually going to try to style my hair this time around. I'm going to go.
Dude,
I'm not going to have this hair forever. It's going to get worse as it goes on. But I'm going to go in for one last hurrah. I'm going to see how long I can go without shaving my head.
Dude,
I'm going to go as long as I can go. My goal is to not cut my hair for a year just to see.
Whoa, what?
Yeah.
Okay, because, dude, I haven't seen you with, like, actual hair since I was in high school.
Yeah.
And that was, like, 10 years ago.
Yeah, it was like 10, 11 years ago.
That was, like, I haven't seen you with, like, actual...
No, it was 12 years ago.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I'll be 30 next year.
But, yeah, man, I haven't seen you with, like an actual head of hair for some... And like... I think you just realized when you were younger that just like, yeah, I'm just gonna wear it. You just kind of have wear it short.
Yeah.
But anyway, before we get off track, I wanted to talk about The World Ends with You for a minute.
Hell yeah.
And then we can talk about hardcore gamer stuff for a bit.
Ooh, and weird shit that might be happening outside our galaxy. We'll see.
Oh yeah. But yeah. So I
It's
feel
been
really
weird.
I feel really conflicted watching with this announcement. On the one hand, the 19, 20-year-old in me is like yelling from the actually God, when was that? 2009 actually when the game came out. So like
Oh, it was way before that. It was like
it was like
I think
22 oh it was 2007.
yeah, it was like 06 or 07.
But like so
So we
me
would have been like
I
15?
was like a junior or like a sophomore. So like the high schooler in me is yelling from the rooftops, right? And I'm really excited. The fact that they're like the fact that Show, one of my favorite characters from the first game, is bumped up to main is gonna be bumped up to main character status.
He's totally the Joshua of this game. I'm calling it right now.
I don't think he'll be the Joshua so much as he'll be like the character that nobody trusts with the heart of gold. Like he's gonna be like he's gonna be the asshole member of the party that like is constantly telling people that they suck, but like when push comes to shove, he's gonna be the Han Solo of the party,
or the Hiei.
Exactly. That's a good example. But no, so on the one hand, to see that, like, first of all, regardless of anything that I say, I'm in, right? I'm getting the game. I'm gonna stream the game. Like, it's a foregone conclusion. And so, am I excited to see this? You bet your ass I'm excited to see this. But on the other hand, part of me feels like this game came out too late. Part of me feels that
I don't know about that.
Well, hear me out. So you sort of have to know the history of The World Ends With You and Square Enix and how the company has kind of sort of exploited people's nostalgia and love for the game in a way that's really manipulative.
It was pretty well reviewed.
It was
when it came out. I don't know why they just didn't try to pump out sequel after sequel. You want to know why? 2 words. Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts. So one thing that you should know, and you do know, is that the same team who makes Kingdom Hearts is the same team that makes The World Ends With You, or they made The World Ends With You. And so one of these franchises ended up being really commercially successful and popular, and one of them didn't. Can you guess which one?
Can you say capitalism?
Right. So I've been on record on the show before. I've said what I've said. Like, you know, I've given my 2 cents about Kingdom Hearts and how much I really don't care for it as a franchise. But like, if people enjoy it, it's fine. I don't personally see.
There are good aspects of the Kingdom Hearts season.
Oh, definitely.
Like the music's always great, the visuals are always cool, the gameplay.
They are games. Listen. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. They are all of the Kingdom Hearts games, even Chain of Memories, which I don't know why people shit on that game. It's like one of the only good ones. Okay, in all seriousness, Kingdom Hearts is a franchise that they are fun. They're mechanically sound and visually appealing games with good soundtracks. The Kingdom Hearts story is the dumbest fucking thing on the planet. Like, it is an insult to the intelligence of everybody who plays those games. Listen. I've played through every generic JRPG you could fucking imagine. I've tolerated things like the Final Fantasy games and their ridiculously dumb stories. I've been there, I've done that. I know generic JRPG stories. And this Kingdom Hearts wants to pretend to be this like grand, complex narrative that it has all these different chapters, and you have to watch and you have to play the games in chronological order, or you're gonna miss something. Oh, and this is a prequel, and this is a prequel to the prequel sequel's prequel, and like it's this interconnected. Interconnected web.
This sounds like sometimes I would love to see a Monogatari expert and a Kingdom Hearts expert argue about what is more complicated.
Oh, dude, Kingdom Hearts is definitely more convoluted and more complicated than the Monogatari timeline, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Like, okay, is the Monogatari timeline a little hard to follow? Yeah, but like, there's at least like if you look up a guide, it's like pretty straightforward as to what order you're supposed to watch the series in. Like Kingdom Hearts, you need a fucking atlas to figure out what direction you need to go.
Let's hope he doesn't shrug.
Oh,
even Atlas is gonna shrug at this.
Can I can I just start with Kingdom Hearts 1 and then just play the other games?
No, you gotta play Birth by Sleep first.
Birth by what?
Exactly.
So okay, where in the timeline is 487 12 days over 2 days? Where is that in where is that in the timeline?
It's between 1 and 2.
Oh, okay. What's the Keyblade War? Hey, do you want to play this mobile game that was only ever in Japan and find out what the Keyblade War is?
No.
Okay, hey, what is the Kingdom Hearts? Well, I hope you have 4 hours. But no, okay, so yeah, obviously, Kingdom Hearts was seen as the franchise in which the dev team wanted to prioritize their resources to, and like whatever, good for them. Nothing against.
Is Review made by Tetsuya Nomura?
He does the story first. Like, although here's the thing, some of them are like, there are so many Kingdom Hearts games at this point where like I think he's the writer of most of them, but not all of the games.
Okay.
Like I think he's done the story for the.
I don't think he's going to be putting in any extra effort for the mobile game, but
no. And listen, like when you're a game, like when you're Square Enix and you're, game developers are in the business of making money, right? And so like I'm not going to fault them for pushing Kingdom Hearts when it's financially viable. What I do object to, however, is the fact that The World Ends With You has been the carcass of The World Ends With You has
been carved up and scavenged
has been used and exploited in such a way where the Square Enix for a long time was using it and was using people's nostalgia and the promise of a potential sequel as a means to make a quick buck. For example, a couple years ago.
Do you remember? Oh, are you telling about the countdown story?
Oh yeah. A couple years ago on Twitter,
I'm still salty about that.
The official Square Enix Twitter was like, in a week's time, we'll have a World Ends With You related announcement. Click on this landing page to find the timer that will count down to the announcement. And so you click on the link, and they have a remix of one of the songs on the original album. They did a remix of Twister. That's right. Like, and I'm like, yeah. Like, I'm like, oh my god, this is a remix of Twister. This is fucking legit. And so the timer goes down to 0, and it announces an iOS port of the first game.
Oh, I thought it was a pachinko game.
No, that you're thinking about Konami. So it's a countdown to a mobile port for iOS,
which I think I still have.
Which, okay, great, but like, it's not a sequel. It's not even a mid-roll. It's not a continuation of the series. It's not an announcement for a new game. It's just a mobile port. And listen, if you like mobile games, that's fine. And like, if you're primarily a mobile gamer, like, good for you. I have my fucking I have my addictions. All right, I play Fire Emblem Heroes. I know how it goes. But like, you
gotta get your.
This was not the kind of thing, especially if you were gonna hype up this game with a countdown and a timer, and you were gonna do an announcement of an announcement.
If you're gonna have a countdown, it better be.
People were expecting a little more.
Yeah, or it's just like, I don't know, like an HD, like a 3D, even a 3D remaster for the 3DS would have been better.
And then a couple of years into the Switch's life cycle, Square kind of did the same thing again, where they were like, "We have a World Ends With You related announcement soon." And
we were so jaded at that point.
And so was that then,
the port for the Switch?
Yeah. So then they're like, "Here, we're gonna put the first game on Switch." Except here's the thing. The version on Switch is a port of the mobile port. So
it's like inbreeding.
It's basically just a copy paste of the mobile port. And by the way, like the mobile port is fine. It's okay. It's fine.
But it doesn't have that crazy specialness. Like, for those who have never played The World Ends With You,
that game is
like,
meant to be played with 2 screens.
Yeah. Like, there's a whole, like, strategy you have to do, because, like, it sounds like, oh, playing on 2 screens, that sounds complicated as fuck. It does, but you get because it's built and designed so well, it's seamless.
Okay, so, like, let me just very briefly explain the combat real quick. Okay. So the combat of The World Ends With You works like this. So the original game was on the original DS, and so when you got into combat, the enemies would be on both the top screen and the bottom screen. And so on the bottom screen, you use the stylus and the touchpad to use the main character 𝐂𝐚𝐿, and you use all his various pins and powers and stuff. And you can some of them would be like, flicking the stylus to like slash with a sword. Some of them would be like hold the screen for like a flamethrower. Some of them would be like blow into the mic for like a whirlwind.
Or a fire effect. I remember there was one of the
there, and so one of them is like one of them is like a shield, where like if you hold down on your character, like a shield appears. So on the bottom screen you're playing as 𝐂𝐚𝐿, but on the top screen you're using the D-pad to control your partner character. And I know what you're thinking, like that sounds like a giant clusterfuck, and it is. Except here's the thing, there's a method to, like, it's like when you first play it, it's kind of a shit show. And it definitely takes some getting used to, like a lot of getting used to. But what
you adapt to it pretty fucking quick.
But here's the thing: once you start getting into it, it becomes an addictive experience.
Yeah,
to the point where like I don't know about you, but like I would go out of my way to just grind monsters, not for levels, not for money, just to have more combat.
Yeah,
because I was like, this is so fucking cool.
Yeah, because it's like a dance.
And so, by the way, so you and your partner have a...
It's almost like DDR at the top screen when like you're matching different inputs.
And by the way, so like you constantly have to shift your attention between the 2 screens, because you and your partner share a hit bar. So if you're paying too much attention to 𝐂𝐚𝐿, you might miss out. You might end up getting your ass kicked on the top screen. But if you only focus on the top screen, 𝐂𝐚𝐿 might get his ass kicked. And so you have to constantly shift your attention between the 2 screens, and you constantly have to keep this balance going. And then you also have to keep in mind that there's like a screen clearing move, like a superpower that you get, and you can only do that if you're in sync with your 2 characters. So you constantly have to kind of make sure that you're paying attention to the bottom screen for a little bit, and then the top screen, and then the bottom screen, so it sounds like a lot, and it is.
It is.
But once you get into the rhythm of the game, it becomes a really fun, addictive experience.
Well, and plus your partner changes, and they have completely different styles.
Yeah, so there's multiple partners. So like,
𝐭𝐚𝐿, who could control the cat.
There's 𝐭𝐚𝐿, who sucks. There's Joshua, who is
who's the best partner.
No, so there's Joshua, who has the ability to fly, essentially. Like he's actually able to hover in the air. And then there's Beat, who's like, he's not as powerful as Joshua is, but Beat is way faster than Joshua, so he can get out of the way, he can jump in the air, and he can like do these acrobatics and shit. And so you had a wide variety of partners to choose from, and they all kind of had their strengths and weaknesses, except for 𝐭𝐚𝐿, who sucks. No, I'm just kidding, 𝐭𝐚𝐿 fans. I'm just kidding. Maybe
you've incurred the wrath of 5 people.
Yeah, exactly. But no, so like that's kind of the combat of The World Ends With You, and it's really hard to replicate. And listen, I'm gonna sound like a purist, and I'm gonna sound like it's really hard to replicate the World Ends With You experience on one screen. And so when you play the mobile version, and when you play the Switch version,
you lose the magic of the partners.
You're technically playing the same game, but like something is gone. Like some of the magic is
like, imagine if you're playing Halo as a first-person shooter for 20 years, and then they suddenly made like a third-person Gears of War or Halo game. It's technically the same, but it's drastically different.
It just feels like slightly off. Like
it's off.
Yeah, like it feels like not wrong necessarily, but like this isn't my world ends with you. I know I sound like such an asshole.
Stop gatekeeping. The world ends with you, Pat.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I'm way more hardcore gamer than all these other people are.
Oh my god.
But so I'm actually curious to see how they're going to, what the combat is going to look like and what it's going to play like in the sequel.
Do you think they'll have multiplayer?
Maybe. I could see like a bonus mode, like a multiplayer thing.
Well, it's just like maybe you can do a thing where like you go into a lobby and you could either do like a tower arena sort of thing where like you fight more and more difficult monsters, or you could try to replicate it where like you take over the main character and then you could pick one of the other three and then you can kind of have the partner sync system again.
Right, where like you and a friend play local co-op or online co-op where like instead of having a partner, now you have a shared hit point bar between two players.
That could work.
Yeah. But anyways, like that was like listen, I'm happy about this announcement. Obviously, I'm excited. I'm gonna play the game. I'm gonna stream the fuck out of the game. So if you're into that, I'm gonna be streaming it. It's gonna be a grand time. I sort of feel like this game is too late though. I feel like there's not quite the rabid fan base there used to be. I feel like this game
I think they're gonna try to make this as newbie friendly as possible.
Oh yeah,
definitely. Because that's the only way that this thing is gonna sell well at
right.
all. You
because
have to make
it's
but
been
you
so
can have
long.
like a few little winks and nods here and there.
It's been so long since the first game that like the majority of people who would even want to play it in the first place, they've never played The World Ends With You, and so they're gonna be like, who the fuck are all these people?
Yeah, what the fuck is it? This isn't Persona.
Yeah, exactly. This game looks a lot like Persona 5.
When I saw that, I wanted to snap my phone in half. I was so mad.
By the way, so Persona, did you know, Nick, that Persona invented the concept of JRPG combat and turn-based combat? Did you know that they were
the fifth one in the Persona series? It was the first one. It was the
trendsetter. Did you know that they were the first JRPG to take place in modern-day Japan?
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Did you know that? Did you know that they were the first video game ever to portray Shibuya in a virtual setting? Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Even though I played Digimon Cyber Sleuth this year, and like every major location in Japan is rendered in the game. So is Digimon?
Is it Nocturne based in Shibuya, or at least you can go to Shibuya and Nocturne?
Well, so
it's all fucked. It's like a different dimension.
Yeah,
right?
like it's hard to. Yeah, Nocturne is a little iffy because the game takes place. Nocturne takes place in a world that's been bombed to shit.
That's right.
So like it's almost like Shin Megami Tensei Fallout. So like technically yes, there's like cities in Japan, but like they're all like they're not the same.
Doesn't matter. Persona 5 came first.
I know. By the way, if you want to
come at me, Persona 5
you know fans. You know what's funny is when Shin Megami Tensei 4 came out years ago, as fucked up as it sounds, so when you play Shin Megami Tensei 4, you actually go all over Tokyo in that game for the main quest. I actually learned the names of the major cities of Japan playing Shin Megami Tensei 4.
That's good though.
So like I learned stuff like about like Hokkaido. I learned about stuff like Hokkaido and Ueno and
I want to go to Hokkaido so bad.
Ikebukuro. I learned about all this stuff when I was playing Shin Megami Tensei 4. Like I literally learned about these places as I was going to the fucked up like apocalypse version of them. I'm like, oh, this is Ikebukuro. Like,
yeah, can you imagine going in a couple years to Japan? It's like that's supposed to be on fire.
Yeah, exactly. Why is it not on fire? That's nothing like the game.
Oh god.
Hey, that Google Street View person is ripping off Persona 5.
Oh god. Gag me. You know what's funny? I actually have a copy of Persona 5 that I have not played yet. I have that fancy steel.
Persona 5 is a great game.
I want to play it.
No, like listen. I would go ahead and play Persona 5. It's a great it is a good game.
I really do.
But yeah, the fan base, some of you are fucking crazy. And like, listen, I get it because like I am a huge fanboy of Persona 3, so like I get it, right? But like, dude, you guys gotta chill. You're making us all look bad. You guys gotta chill the fuck out.
Oh god. Well, they don't know. They're probably some young kids that don't know this shit yet, so they'll learn.
These
eventually.
motherfuckers, they don't have Persona 1 and 2 like I do.
Mm.
And by the way, Atlas, did you know that Persona 1 and 2 exist? So if you wanted to, if you made if you made some merchandise, some people might buy it. But until then, yeah, you're right, they wouldn't. No, you're right. You're right.
Do you think they're just gonna finally pull the trigger and put it on the Switch soon?
Persona 1 and 2? Oh, Persona 5.
Yeah.
If they're smart, they would.
Well, they're putting that striker beat 'em up game on there.
Yeah.
And I know that's just
I don't know how to feel about the Persona 5 strikers. I'll be real with you. It looks okay.
Okay.
It looks fine.
You
okay?
What the? Oh, I just got a text from work.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I guess my last words on the World Ends With You, Neo. Obviously, I'm looking forward to it. So by the way, fun fact, you know how when we were watching the trailer, you said like, oh, he's wearing a mask. So it's funny you mentioned that because the actual art director for the game came out on Twitter the day that the trailer launched and said, when we began doing concept art and design work for the game, we had no idea that the pandemic was coming. So it was just a character aesthetic. It was just like an artistic aesthetic that we were just gonna have on the character, just because.
Well, it's like wearing masks in Japan is way more
prevalent.
You know, it's more prevalent. Like even if you have like a slight cold, you're still wearing a mask.
Yeah,
like they're very polite that way. It's just like fuck, and like so much so that there's like this whole fashion scene based on the masks.
You know, I heard in some parts of Japan they even wear underwear over their face in a way that is almost like a face mask. It's just like in that one show, Shinamota or whatever, Shinamata.
Yeah. Just don't eat the cookies. Don't eat any of the. Do not eat the cookies.
Hey, that girl.
Or drink the water bottle.
Hey, that girl put a little of herself into those cookies. All right, you show some respect. Christ.
As much as I love that show, there's still a few moments in that show where I'm just like, oh, I need an adult.
But yeah,
I need an adult.
Like, I'm definitely looking forward to it, and I'm definitely gonna get it. But like, I have this sinking feeling that the game is not gonna sell very well.
Well,
I don't know. Maybe.
I think that people who are hardcore Square Enix fans and or Persona 5, because I think Persona 5 fans are clamoring to get anything like Persona 5.
Oh, sure.
They're sick of their third playthrough. It's like, this is like, so I think we might and plus the anime's coming out.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
by the way,
like it's gonna ride the wave.
By the way, Persona 5 fans, if you want to play a game that is very similar to Persona 5, play Digimon Cyber Sleuth. Because it's very similar. It's basically Digimon meets Persona. So if you really want something like that, go play that.
You'll get the sleuth and sloth.
But like,
I
hope, like, listen, I hope I'm wrong. I hope that this game does gangbusters and that it revitalizes interest in the series, and that like, oh, we should make like 4 more games. That would be awesome. I don't think it's gonna happen. I think this is gonna be a one-off. I think this is gonna be like a We see you, World Ends With You fans, but no.
I think they're going to try to pimp it out as much as they can. Well, it's like, especially if the anime does well, then the game's going to do gangbusters. I think it's going to be a very symbiotic relationship.
Yeah, you know what? I think you're right. If the anime kills it, and if it gets really popular, and the second game does very well, like if it's a really solid 1-2 punch, then like maybe we'll get games in the future. But part of me, the cynical old fuck part of me, thinks it's too late.
I know. I'm just trying to think of this like a business and how, because I think I think everything hinges on that anime doing really well. If the anime does well, then the game's going to do really fucking well. But we'll just have to wait and see. But it's also going to be a huge part on Square Enix.
Yeah.
making sure that they actually market it correctly this
Yes.
time around.
Fucking
Whether like
assholes.
Nintendo Directs or merchandise or just like general promotion. Because I didn't find out about World Ends With You until you told me.
Yeah,
about
I had
it.
to send Nick a text and be like, "Look at this shit!"
And I was like, this game looks fucking awesome. It was very word of mouth back in the day.
Yeah.
But it's going to be one of those things where, like, it's going to be... there's a lot on the line for this franchise to come back. But it just has to be... The anime has to do well. If the anime does well, then the game's going to sell well. And then they're going to probably have more merchandise. And then it's going to whirlpool into...
If it becomes, like, a major franchise, then we might have a snowball's chance in hell.
Yeah. But anyway, you want to move on?
Yeah. What's
all right?
Wait, what the hell? No, don't do that. No, you bastard! Hang on a second. My phone is being ridiculous. Oh, okay. Let's talk about Warner Brothers and HBO.
All right. I'm excited.
Okay, so this is a pretty recent development.
Just came out a few days ago, yes.
So, in the wake of the disaster, I guess I'll call it, of Disney Plus and the Mulan release, Warner Brothers has decided that it is going to release its entire, like, not as in, like, every single thing on their catalog in 2021. They're going to dump it directly onto HBO Max to watch on. So, for example, Wonder Woman, the new Wonder Woman that's coming out, is coming out on Christmas. It's coming out
Christmas
on
Day.
It's coming out on Christmas, and I think if theater, we'll have to see, but like the 5 theaters that are open, it's going to be showing in those theaters. But regardless of any of that, you'll be able to watch the new Wonder Woman on Christmas Day on HBO Max.
That's so cool.
Let me see if there's a full list of any of this.
It's Wonder Woman, Snyder Cut, Justice League,
right?
Dune, which I'm really excited for.
Space Jam 2.
Space Jam 2.
Fuck yeah!
King Kong versus Godzilla. Oh.
I'm more excited about Space Jam. I'm not gonna lie to you.
How fucking dare you?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you not see the cinematic masterpiece that was the original Space Jam with Michael Jordan, the greatest actor on the planet? Now some people say that Michael Jordan's acting is more wooden than the floor of the basketball gymnasium, but I put it to you, that man is a star.
Give that man an Oscar.
Oscar for Space Jam.
Oscar for Space Jam. Oh my god.
Come on and slam. But no. So all this stuff is coming out on HBO Max, and so there's so much to unpack with this. Holy shit. Okay, so first things first, and the thing that I find to be the most interesting is that, did you know that this decision was mostly done, was basically a mandate from the AT&T Warner, like the guys at the very top, and that, the actors and the directors of those movies did not know about this until the deal was announced?
What?
Yeah, you didn't hear about Yeah.
No. Oh, no.
And that got some people really angry, like Christopher Nolan, but we'll get into that in a minute.
Oh,
so the big part about this is, like, so Warner Brothers and HBO Max, they came to a deal and they said, like, listen, we're just going to dump everything on there. And if you're subscribed to HBO Max, you'll just be able to watch it like Netflix, right? This isn't like Disney Plus, where
we have to spend $30 goddamn to watch
crappy
Mulan.
What's the monthly rate for Disney Plus?
$7.99.
So not only do you have to spend $7.99
or $12.99 if you want the ESPN, Nat Geo, Hulu.
Let's say for the sake of argument that, like, the average user is at the basic tier.
Yeah, it's $7.
At $7.99. So in addition to $7.99, you had to pay for Mulan for $30, and I believe it was a one-time rental. It wasn't like
it was a one-time rental. Yeah, I think you can watch it as many times as you want for 48 hours. But after that, you know what's funny? Now we can watch crappy Mulan now for free.
Oh, nice.
So yeah. So oh boy,
Mulan.
Who is that girl?
But no, so I feel like
the
HBO,
economy.
and we talked about Mulan on the show a couple months ago. And
One of the lost episodes.
What did we learn about the Disney Plus fiasco? Is that
Nobody wants to spend.
The movie made no fucking money. This
No.
movie hemorrhaged money.
Mhm.
Like, if you look at the budget compared to the box office, like, oh my god, they lost so much money.
Oh yes, they did. Well, that and Black Widow was supposed to be like their piece of the pie for the summer.
And nope, we're not getting Black Widow anymore for a while.
No.
They saw the shit numbers that they decided to pull. They saw the shit numbers of Mulan and were like, oh my god.
Well, also it didn't do well, and they were really banking on China to actually pick up most of the tab.
I know, yeah, exactly, right.
But a lot of Chinese audiences hated this.
They hated it. They hated it.
Oh my god.
But so I feel like HBO Max and AT&T.
No music.
That's right. Yes. I feel like they saw this and came to the conclusion that like nobody is going to pay a rental fee on top of a subscription fee.
Yeah.
And so we're at this point now where Warner Brothers is like sitting on these movies that like they're done, right? Like all these movies like Wonder Woman and Dune and all these things, they're done.
Dune was supposed to come out in a couple days.
So these
not anymore.
These movies are basically these duck. They're these eggs, right? They're these big goose eggs that have been sitting around for years, but no theaters are open, so they're just sitting on these movies. And here's the thing: in Hollywood, when you have a big, giant, like multi-million-dollar production, you can't just sit on movies.
No, you're hemorrhaging money at that point.
You can't just sit on this thing that you've spent millions of dollars on.
Yeah, it's just like, I know Suicide Squad supposed to come out? No, it was supposed to come out next year.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, they're just sitting on Warner Brothers wasn't even doing good before the pandemic.
Yeah, Harley Quinn did okay.
It did okay, but like the Crimes of Grindelwald, or whatever the hell it's called. Grindelballs. Dude, fucking tanked.
Okay, totally irrelevant to this conversation, but like, did you hear that Johnny Depp is no longer going to be in those movies?
I heard, but they replaced him with one of my favorite actors of all time.
Okay. Can I just be one hundo with you?
Go ahead.
Okay. That whole franchise is dog shit.
The Fantastic Beasts.
Fantastic Beasts and whatever. That whole franchise from top to bottom. And by the way, like, obviously I'm kind of biased because I sort of like everyone's mad at J.K. Rowling right now. I'm actually putting my here's the thing. I actually even after learning all the stuff that we've learned about J.K. Rowling, like I have nostalgia for at least the first couple like Harry Potter movies, right?
Yeah.
Despite the fact that like yes,
I still consider Harry Potter 1 a Christmas movie. I think it's one of the best Like
Harry Potter 1 through 4, in my opinion, are still like fun children's movies, and then after 5 and 6, the quality starts to kind of anyway.
It's
so like
so gray, green.
They really wanted to be Twilight. Anyway, not relevant to the conversation. But so like when I say this, I say this as someone who has like a nostalgic blind spot for the Harry Potter movies. And putting aside my feelings on J.K. Rowling, the Fantastic Beasts movies are fucking dog shit. Like even
I never saw the second one.
Neither did I. But like, dude, the first movie was one of the most boring things.
It was so boring.
That was so boring. It's so boring. I don't know how
even when like Johnny Depp showed up at the very end of the first one, I was like, why the fuck is he here?
Like, my first question is, okay, you want to continue, so you want the Harry Potter train to keep on rolling. You want the Hogwarts Express to literally keep rolling in the money, right?
Yeah.
So how do you decide to continue your franchise? Do you do a prequel series that talks about the life of Dumbledore? Do you do like
what they should have done in the first place?
Do you do a movie that's like maybe like a sequel? Like maybe you start writing your own original movies in the world of Harry Potter? Like maybe
Yeah,
like
Star Wars.
maybe you do like the next generation of Harry Potter. Like maybe you talk about
Or they do like the founding of Hogwarts, or
oh yeah
they did like
yeah exactly
or they did like this 3D animatic for like the American school. That was a really good 3D animatic story.
What about just
that
like
would have been fantastic?
What
that
about
would have been
just
a great
like
movie.
What about just things like what about doing just like a oh shit, what's the name of Ron's brother? His oldest brother. The guy who's in Romania.
Oh god, Charlie? No.
Charlie. Yeah, Charlie. Yeah, that's it.
Was it Charlie?
Yeah, it was Charlie. What about just like a Charlie movie where it's just him like fucking around with dragons in the wizarding world? I'd watch the shit out of that.
Or like them discovering the origins of magic. They can go really far.
Or like what about a Harry Potter movie set in like medieval Europe? Like, oh my god.
Ooh,
but like my point being is that you and we're spitballing ideas. But no, what's the play? Hey, you know that book that's mentioned exactly one time in the first Harry Potter book? That's like one of the textbooks that Harry has to buy.
Yeah.
What if we did? Now, hear me out. What if we did a whole series of movies based on the guy who wrote that book?
Brilliant.
I know, like, why? Who thought that was a good idea?
Well, it's like I want to see the Wizarding World all around the world. Like, you've probably never heard of this or played this, but there was a Quidditch game for like the original Xbox where they had different teams. What if they did like Rocky, but with Quidditch?
You know what I want? I want the Victor Crumb movie where it's him going around Soviet Russia and like being like a Soviet wizard.
Oh, that'd be
it's
so
Soviet
cool.
Russia. Avada Kedavra's you.
Oh god. Even though it's different, KGB still fucks with us.
I want the Victor Crumb movie. It's called Crumb.
Oh god, that sounds awful. Yeah, I want to see wizards all throughout the world, not just Europe. Like there was a Japanese Quidditch team. Or it's like do like a Quidditch like sports movie. How awesome would that be?
But no. We have to do this really boring franchise that nobody is enthusiastic for. Like that's my thing, right? It's like even fans of Harry Potter, even fans who are able to tolerate the bigotry of J.K. Rowling, like even fans who don't give a shit about the controversy, even they are like, what even is this?
Yeah,
like even they are like
now they're doing like this really weird thing because I didn't watch the second Fantastic Beasts movie, but I did watch a video essay about it. I forget who actually wrote it, but they said like they're kind of digging into like they're gonna do World War II wizarding stuff and
stupid.
It's like I guess Grindelwald was like trying to like fight the Germans or something.
Oh, so it's like fucking Dunkirk, but with wizards?
Yeah, kind of.
Great. Sounds fantastic.
Because apparently, like, some dark wizards were, like, helping the Nazis, and they're gonna try to fight
or like... So wait, you know what? So, is it like the wizards are helping Hydra? Is that the fuck?
Kinda, yeah.
The Death Eaters are helping... The Death Eaters are helping Hydra? We are going to destroy you, Captain America. We've got wizards.
How did you take down Captain America? We shot him in the legs because his shield is the size of a dinner plate and he's an idiot.
That's right.
Or it's like if they did, like you know what they should have done, and I feel like they failed. They tried to recreate Indiana Jones, but with Harry Potter. Instead of trinkets and treasures, it's like weird, rare animals and stuff.
But like, what kills me is like, okay, even if you were gonna do this Fantastic Beast concept, right? Well, first of all, for a franchise called Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the beasts don't even play that big of a role in the movie.
Well, it's just like no, what the fuck was the Eddie Redmayne's character? What the fuck?
The fucking pensive guy.
Yeah,
the main character, the fucking boring. By the way, the reason you can't remember his name is because he's so fucking boring and non-memorable that you can't even remember his name.
He's like some weird rip-off of a doctor.
Yeah,
dollar store doctor.
Yeah, he really is. Yeah, they really wanted to go for like. Yeah, exactly.
It's like Eddie Redmayne's just like, I can't be the doctor. I guess I'll just be this instead. It's close enough. Yeah, it's just like
it's so boring.
It's pretty boring. Like if you put a gun to my head, Although
there was like some like yeah, same. If you put a gun in my head, it's like, what's the plot of Fantastic
I
Beasts?
remember
Like,
there was like a rhinoceros that
there was
they
like
had to fucking find.
there was like a boy who had like dark magic, and the finale was like there was like dark dust in the air, and it was like, oh, scary.
And then Colin Farrell turned into Johnny Depp, and it's like that's
Yeah.
all I remember. Although, do you know who they're actually replacing Johnny Depp's character with?
No.
The actor? Mads Mikkelsen. Which is what they should have fucking done in the first place.
If this was a different movie franchise that like I actually gave a shit about, that might actually be interesting.
I know.
But anyway, yeah.
I fucking love Mads Mikkelsen.
The Fantastic Beast movies, they're fucking
that guy.
They're all dog
is what
shit.
I aspire to be.
They're
terrible.
And this whole thing with this whole controversy with Johnny Depp, whichever side you take on the issue, it's not helping these movies. Let's just put it that way.
No.
But yeah, so anyway, let's go back to Warner Brothers putting their stuff on HBO for a minute. Now, the big problem that a lot of people had is that AT&T Warner decided to make this announcement without telling the actors and the directors of these movies.
Well,
and in fact, I believe, and by the way,
on one hand, that's terrible, but I figure they've already been paid for their services working on the movie, unless if they actually get some shit on the back end.
Here's the thing, dude. You're not thinking about royalties, dude.
I know, but a lot of those contracts. Well, here's the thing: a lot of those guys. Well, there's two options with the Hollywood contract. They either just get paid their wage,
right,
and then they're done. They don't get any residuals, or they can like give away their wage and they get a backing, or they get a percentage of
ticket sales,
movie.
baby.
Yeah. So
there ain't gonna be no ticket sales with streaming.
Nope. Not unless you get a piece of the subscription pie. But
here's the thing. So I believe the studios, like I believe like the actual like studio, they're getting like a cut of HBO Now subscriptions that are gonna come in, but I think that's about it.
Well, it's just like
it's gotten to the point where like I forget which movie that Touch one of the movies being released in this announcement is a movie by Touchstone, and I can't remember it off the top of my head. But essentially, Touchstone is thank you, computer guy. So Touchstone is actually suing AT&T Warner over this announcement because they did not consult them about dumping their movie onto a streaming platform.
Oof.
And
shit.
And so the major piss baby in this whole confrontation is Christopher Nolan.
Oh yes, big. Oh, it's 4:00. You know what that means?
Wait, what?
4:00.
What?
Cyberpunk's out. Bye.
Wait, no, we still have to do the show. Get back here. Get back here. I'm all alone now. How could this happen to me? I made my mistake. Got nowhere to run. The night goes on.
Oh god.
How was Cyberpunk? You're back.
No, I'm gonna finish out the show like a champ, and then.
Thank you. Yeah.
How fucked up would that be?
If you just left the show.
I just left the show just right now to go play Cyberpunk.
Great. Or like you're just playing it as we're like you're loading up and playing it as we're doing the show. Yeah, Warner Brothers. Yeah, great.
Yeah, Warner Brothers. Yeah.
HBO, man. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's terrible.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, Christopher Nolan. Oh, that's a good dude. Oh, wait, maybe not. Oh, okay.
But okay, so Christopher Nolan. So Christopher Nolan. So recently, let me give you a prelude to this whole fiasco. So Christopher Nolan, who is that guy that directs movies you kind of like sometimes.
I've liked all of his movies so far.
I feel like Christopher Nolan. Okay, I'm gonna say this, and it might get people mad at me. I'm sorry. I think Christopher Nolan thinks his movies are way smarter and way better than they actually are. That's not to say that his movies are bad. I think that like Inception is like a fun movie.
Inception's okay.
I think that Interstellar is okay. I think his other movies, but like I don't like. I think that he thinks that his movies are really smart and they're elevated cinema for smart people like me.
Hmm.
And like, yeah, but at the same time, no. You kind of make movies that are like 7 out of you make like 7 out of 10 movies.
I would go 8 out of 10, to be honest.
Like visually, pretty cool. But
visually, there's great. But here's the thing. Here's the problem with Christopher Nolan's character writing is that he tends to lean on the fact that like his human characters don't talk like humans. They talk like not robots necessarily, but they imagine like Disney's Hall of Presidents, and they're just like saying speeches over and over again. That's pretty much it. Like great sounding words and phrases. Just some men just want to watch the world burn, Master.
Right, like
something like that.
It doesn't sound like organic. It doesn't sound like how it doesn't sound like how people would actually talk. It sounds like
it's like the one that actually came close to actually saying it with some passion would be Ledger when he was playing the Joker. But, that's because I think he was just batshit insane by the time. But he's the only one who actually kind of enjoys doing what he's doing,
Yeah. And like he doesn't make bad movies. I don't think he makes bad movies.
I love almost every single one of his movies that are in, with a big asterisk for some of them, like Interstellar. Because have I ever told my Interstellar story?
Tell the story, please.
Okay, so we were gonna go see Interstellar.
Yes,
and
in the theater. Back in the 1920s when the movies were, you could go to the movies.
It's been 84 years, dude. By the time that we get back if we get that vaccine and we're all like, or the corona is done, it'll have been well over a year since we've been to the corona. Theater. Okay, so back to Interstellar. I liked 85% of Interstellar.
Yeah.
The last 20 minutes pissed me off so much that I have never done this before.
No.
History of me going to movies.
All right, tell your version of the story, and then I will. So I'm in the theater while this is happening.
You were sitting right next to me.
So tell your version of the story, and then I'll tell you my perspective.
So I literally got so mad at what was happening on screen that I literally stood up and I walked out of the theater, just going like, "God damn it, son of so fucking stupid!" And I was just like fucking huffing and puffing. And I actually left the theater for a good 5 minutes or so.
You did for like 3-4 minutes.
Yeah, it was like 5 minutes. I was just huffing and puffing out in front of the theater, and then I went back.
Okay.
Do you want to tell your perspective?
Yes. Okay.
I've never done that with any movie. We've seen some shit.
Some really bad movies.
We saw like Smurfs 1, Smurfs 2.
Oh shit! No, the Hangover 2, the Hangover 3, like the Expendables, like all kinds of garbage.
Interstellar.
So for those of you who have seen the movie, and I'll try not to fuck it. There's spoilers. Fuck it. Okay. So
it's been out for like 5 years.
The main character. Near the end of the movie, the main character is trying to find his way through space to get home. And so he's in like deep space, like thousands and thousands of light years away. Millions and millions and millions and millions of light years away. And
he went into a black hole.
Right. So there's oh god, it's so stupid. Okay. So this character is in deep space. I forget the guy's name, but like the main character is in deep space, and he's at his lowest point, and he's like, I'm never gonna get home. I'm never gonna see my daughter grow up. I'm gonna die out here, and no one's gonna remember who I am. And so, conveniently, he finds this weird orbital platform space station thing that is made of this technology that looks really futuristic. And so he's like, whoa, what is this? And what ends up happening is that humans from the future built this like monolith satellite tower thing, knowing that the main character was out in deep space, and then he used that to get back to Earth. And the way that they locate him the way that they locate him in space with this satellite monolith thing is that the main character's daughter has this whole speech about how like the only thing that can find you in deep space and that transcends time and space is the power of love. So imagine you're in a theater and you're sitting next to your best friend watching this science fiction movie. And as soon as the daughter makes this speech about the only thing that can find you through...
It's been tattooed into my brain.
The only
love transcends gravity and space and time.
Yes, so like the only thing in space that transcends time and space is love. And so imagine you're me and you're sitting and watching, and in my head I'm like, wow, this is really fucking stupid. But like I'm mildly upset. Nick is to my right, and he's fucking fuming. He's like shake. I can't fucking like. He's like, I can't believe how fucking rock solid stupid this fucking shit. And so as soon as he hears that line, he's like, oh, that's it. I'm fuck. And so he literally, he's never done this for any movie ever, besides Interstellar. He literally gets up, walks out of the theater. I'm laughing my ass off. And like, I'm just kind of along for, like, the movie is so dumb, and I'm just kind of along for the ride at this point. Yeah. I'm just sort of like, yeah, this is fucking stupid. All right. But he got so angry. He got so angry that he stormed out of the theater. You fumed. I'm assuming you fumed in the hallway for a few minutes.
Yeah, but then I was getting some funny looks, so I went outside. I was just like, I wasn't smoking at the time, but I was just like, I need a cigarette. This is bullshit.
It was, oh god. But Interstellar is hilariously dumb. Like,
oh my god.
It is a hilariously, it's a beautiful, now granted,
it's beautiful.
It's a beautiful looking movie. The CG is some of the best CGI I've ever seen.
Well, here's the thing though.
It's rock solid stupid though.
It is, because here's the thing. The whole movie, they're just saying like, fuck you. Science doesn't care about your love. You know, we're doing some real shit here. We have to make sacrifices. Like they're saying, like science in space is cold and hard. It doesn't give a fuck about your feelings. That's
sort of the overarching theme of the movie, is that like space is cold and isolated, and it doesn't care about your feelings, and the vast emptiness of space doesn't give a shit about you or your human emotions. And like space is space. Like it doesn't give a fuck about your human problems.
Yeah.
And like that's the tone of the movie.
Yeah, the creed. And that was the ass pull of all cinematic ass pulls. It's like, you mean to tell me that, oh my god, I can't even like
Nick, it's okay. About it. It's okay. He believed in the heart of the cards and got home, okay?
Oh.
I mean, that's basically what happened.
That is exactly what happened. For fuck's sake.
Anyway, like, my point being is that like the whole point of this whole thing.
It's like watching a really good anime. You love it. It's great. But then you realize, oh no, the show's about to end. How are they going to wrap this up? Oh fuck, we forgot to write the ending. Oh, let's just love conquers all. Boom.
Why are you throwing shade on a race like that?
Because
why are you throwing shade on a race like that?
Because it deserves it.
Well, yeah, you're right.
Not just, like, it is very much like Erased, where even the time travel aspect of it.
Yeah.
It's like, it just pisses me off to know. It's just like, oh shit, we wrote this fucking great first 80% of the show, and then
I'd say for Erased, it's like the first half.
Like the first 6 episodes, yeah. And then you just take a steamy dump just right on those last pages, just like it's that James Rolfe liquid gold.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh god,
the point being is that like Christopher Nolan, going back to like the original point, is he's a director who is, without a doubt, he's a talented director. I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying the guy loves the smell of his own farts a little too much. Sometimes. Again,
I mean,
it's
one of those things where, like, I can kind of understand where he's coming from. It's like, my movies were meant to be seen in the theater in the purest form with, like, the crazy 70 millimeter or the big screen and the sound.
Listen.
But COVID does not, it's just like, COVID does not care about your feelings. Yeah. COVID will fuck you up.
Yeah, like, kind of echoing your sentiment. I get it, Chris. I really do. You make really high concept movies that look good. They've got great actors in them. You worked for years on the CG, and you worked for years on the screenplay, and you did all this stuff, and there was tons of pre-production, and you're like an auteur filmmaker. I get it. You're like, listen, you make movies that the average person doesn't watch and doesn't like, which is like something that I like. I don't like movies that are basic. I don't like movies that are like fucking basic bullshit. I like movies that have.
You don't want to go. So you don't want to go see Valentine's Day with me?
Maybe next year.
Maybe next year.
You mean you don't? Listen. Only if you go into the theater and there's a scene where a character goes to a doctor's office and you go, miscarriage.
Oh God!
If you don't know that reference, you should watch our last episode, or one of the last episodes we did.
Oh my God, for fuck's sake.
No, but and listen, like I
understand, but I get wholeheartedly disagree.
Nolan, I get it. You want your audience to have a very specific experience, right? You want the audience to hear the Dolby Digital sound, the sound displays, and you want them to see the movie with the highest quality projectors, and you want them to hear the amazing score and special effects, and like I get it. Don't
forget. But what about my patented?
That's right. You want them to hear the Inception horn in the highest quality possible. And I get it. But like,
I get it. I really do. I would pay so much fucking money to go see Tenet right now.
So I understand your frustrations. However, the fact that you were like, I only want people to see Tenet in a theater, because if people watch Tenet in their living rooms, that's not the definitive Tenet experience. Like,
I'll just re-release it.
I'm sorry, but like,
welcome to reality.
Welcome to 20 fucking.
We want to go. Here's the thing: we're kind of on your side. We want to see the fucking movie.
We want to see the movie, but like, yeah, dude. Maybe read the room, and maybe read the fact that it's fucking the era of COVID, where nobody wants to go to a fucking theater, and most theaters are lucky to even be open, if at all, like ever.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
if you have a drive-in theater, maybe.
I get the passion. He's a director, and like clearly you could tell he cares about his films, and he wants you.
He puts his heart and soul into every single film.
He wants the viewer to get the best definitive experience possible for his movies, and listen, that's commendable. I appreciate that, but like also, if you make a movie and it's only good in a theater setting, you are a shitty director. You are a shitty director. I'm sorry, and like, listen, I know that's harsh, but like, dude. Welcome to fucking 2020, where we're
all suffering.
Welcome to the era of streaming, bro. Welcome to the era where most people would rather sit at home and watch Netflix than go out to the theater, even before COVID.
Yeah.
Welcome to the fucking era of like the fact that people, consumers are more entitled than they've ever been.
Oh yeah.
I can go in my living room, I can go on my computer and queue up any movie that was made, that like I can queue something up and watch something. I don't have to go to the theater. I don't have to pay $15 fucking dollars in popcorn and all this other shit and like wait and spend money
on parking and to eat before or after.
Right, like I don't have to do that. I love the theater experience. I love the theater experience too. I happen to be one of the people that I will pay $15 to have the theater experience. I will pay to go and park and like I will take the time to go do that. But like dude, I hate to break it to you, Nolan, but like, Nick and I are kind of in the minority on this. Like, the average person at home, they don't give a shit if they're watching your movie in the theater, on their fucking iPad, on their fucking smartwatch. Like, if they can watch your movie, they're gonna do it. They don't care how they're gonna do it.
Like how there's always gonna be a market for pirates, there's always gonna be a market for the home consumer. Because you don't have to leave your house. You can watch whatever. You can pause. You can crack jokes.
Yeah. Like, you don't have to be concerned about other people in the theater. Like, you can... Dude, I'm sorry, but like, if your movie is only viewable in a theater setting, you're a shitty director. I'm sorry. And like, and listen, I know that's not the case. You're not a shitty director, but like, if you must, I don't know. Like, if your movie is only good in a theater setting and it's not adaptable to like a home, like an entertainment center setting, or like an iPhone or whatever, and like, listen, I'm a snob. Like, I will never watch a full movie on my phone ever. Like, it's just not gonna happen. But like,
don't make the same mistake that I did when I watched Mother.
But here's the thing. The majority of people, like, if you make it like I said, consumers are entitled. If you make consumers have to go out of their way to see your film, like if the only option you give people in the era of COVID is to watch your movie in the theater or not watch it at all, guess what? 90% of people are not going to watch your movie.
Yeah.
That's it.
Especially if you're being an asshole about it.
You're being an entitled asshole about this. And like,
God.
and again, I truly get it. I really do. I see the passion. I see the dedication. I see it. You're a good filmmaker. Not a great filmmaker, but you're a good filmmaker. Like,
you're definitely up there for the most talented ones that are still active now.
Listen, you're out there and you're killing it. I get it. You're doing the hustle.
But read the room.
Yeah, like, read the fucking room, dude.
But going back to the whole HBO, Mr. Nolan, give me a movie, bum 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 bum. Sell me the tickets.
Oh, by the way, you come and join the rest of us in 2020, where movies are being watched everywhere, not just the theater.
Yeah,
and that's gonna be the future. That's not gonna be. This isn't temporary. This isn't some temporary phase of cinema. That's the future. And
that's what I wanted to bring up to you.
And it's only gonna get worse.
Oh yeah. Well, it's just like now that Warner Brothers has slapped their fucking dick on the table. Now that they're releasing all their 2021 stuff, do you think that if this does well, do you think this will be the final tipping point for studios to say like, yeah, fuck the theaters, let's cut out the middleman, and let's just fucking put our shit on our streaming platforms?
I think once COVID is under control and most people have access to a vaccine, I think that like there is a demand for the theater experience. I don't think that the theater, like, I feel like there's a lot of.
I think that it's going to be, the theaters are still going to be around, but they're going to be more boutique events. Like they're going to kind of make it into like this weird restaurant, Alamo, like the Alamo Draft House. Have you aware of their business model? I think they're going to try to do that to try to get people.
Right.
They're going to charge more, but you're going to get more out of it.
Listen, I think that there's definitely a demand for people to go out and see the new Avengers, the new Star Wars. Like, people want the cinematic experience for the high profile movies of the summer, right? Like the summer, like people love to spend money at the summer blockbuster, right? It's an excuse to go. It's an excuse to go out with friends.
Well, you get to socialize. You get to hang out with your friends, catch up for the. That was one of the best parts of it.
Here's the caveat though. I think that in addition to the theater, I think that there are going to be studios that are just like, fuck it, simultaneous release. It's going to be on Netflix and in theaters on August 12th.
That, or they're going to charge a small rental fee in order to do.
Dude, I don't think so. Because and here's why. I don't think so.
Oh, because the whole Mulan thing.
Yeah, dude.
And how much that fucked up.
Well, here's the thing. If this move from Warner Brothers and HBO is successful, and they find out that these movies are like the DVD sales and the digital sales of these movies are gonna skyrocket, I don't think they're going to charge a rental fee. And if they do charge a rental fee, it'll be like $5 because 30.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Because we saw firsthand the Mulan thing that backfired horribly. And listen, Disney. You want to know why Disney charged $30 for Mulan? It's because Disney thought that they were hot shit on a stick, and they were a cold splinter out in the winter. That's what that was. Disney was like, we are so big, and we are so fucking massive, and we are so popular, and we can shit into your mouth, and you'll call it delicious.
I don't want that.
That you will pay $30 because we told you to. And you know what consumers did? They said,
Fuck you.
They said, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm not going to spend $30 out of my $1,200 stimulus check to fucking
Sorry, Disney, I'm not going to spend a portion of my Trump bucks on your bullshit.
Oh, God. But yeah.
I definitely think that there's going to be studios out there that'll be like, yeah, why don't we put our movie on Netflix simultaneously while putting it in theaters? And honestly, dude,
I think it's a great move.
I think that you're onto something. Where you kind of said that the theater experience would become like a niche thing.
Yeah, it's going to be
like instead of being like a surefire thing, it's going to be like, well, you know, we could go see Ant-Man 3 in the theater, but we could just sit at home and watch it.
Yeah,
I think more people are going to do that. Like. For certain, like, when the new
that vaccine comes out, people are still going to be hesitant to take it. So the virus isn't going anywhere soon. Like, like this whole anti-vaxxer sort of situation. People are going to be like that for the COVID vaccine too. So I think it's going to drag on for. I think everybody says like 2021, it can't possibly be any worse. No, I think 2021 is going to be exactly the same, if not a little worse than 2020. To be, pessimistic.
I think once the vaccine is readily available to most people,
they just gave it to some lady in the UK a couple hours ago.
Oh well, so okay, small minor tangent about this. Did you know that Trump was given the opportunity by Pfizer to buy like 100 million doses of the vaccine, and they passed on it?
Yeah, because they don't give a shit.
They only bought they had the opportunity to buy 200 million doses of the vaccine by Pfizer, and Trump only bought like 20 million. So the UK was like, "Hey, we'll take that."
Yeah. And so they're gonna get their shit. No, they're gonna get their shit settled way before, like everywhere else in the world. Like they're already doing pretty well with containing the virus. Like I think like South Korea had like 35 cases.
Hey Nick, it's the art of the deal, you know? I'm sure that this is all part of Trump's master plan to get us on the road to recovery.
Well, I never read Art of the Deal, but I heard of a few excerpts from it. Apparently one of Trump's like signature dealing styles is like, oh, he gets insulted by the first offer and then he like literally leaves the table. And then and then the seller gets all squirmish, and then they come back and negotiate for a smaller price.
Yeah.
But I think
it's the art of the deal, man. Trump knows what he's doing with his galaxy brain. He knows what he's doing. Trust me, it's fine.
No, it's not.
It's fine.
No, it's not.
Oh my God, we're run by actual ghouls.
I know. Well. It takes a ghoul to know a ghoul.
I mean, it's true.
Anyway,
I never said that I wasn't a ghoul. Anyway, but yeah, so they estimated that in order to get that amount of the vaccine again, it's going to take until June of 2021.
You fucked up.
So that's fun.
Well, he doesn't care.
Of course not. Of course not. He's going to be out of there anyway. Yeah, so it's not his problem anymore.
Yeah. He's gonna say, I'm just gonna burn this whole motherfucker down.
Right. But no, so yeah, going back to the HBO thing before we get lost on a political tangent. Oh my God! I remember when the Boundary of the Box Set podcast was a thing, and they did this show wasn't political. Remember back in the day when this show wasn't political? Oh my God! Now they're political. Now they're SJWs.
Okay, first off, Mr. Shitty McNitpick or whatever the fuck your name is.
Remember when they weren't political? This show used to be apolitical.
Okay. Riddle me this, Batman. How about when the whole country wasn't on fucking fire?
Wow.
The country was still on fire at that point, but we didn't have we didn't have the fucking coronavirus. We weren't threatening to go with war with Iran and North Korea within the same year, by the way. Oh my god. I'm tired. I'm over it.
You remember when cartoons used to not be political?
Man, they really made Metal Gear Solid super political.
I know! These people are fucking... Okay, I'm gonna break character for 10 seconds. These people are so fucking stupid, dude. I remember when Metal Gear Solid...
I remember when Star Wars wasn't really political either.
Hey, yeah, you know Star Wars, you know Star Wars, the franchise with wars in it? It literally has the word fucking wars in it. Remember when that was apolitical? Hey, you remember when Metal Gear Solid, the series about a disgruntled secret agent who works for the government killing people? You remember when that used to be apolitical?
Jeez.
These people are such fucking morons, dude. These people are such fucking assholes. Hey, do you remember when Fairly Odd Parents used to not be political, even though it was political all the fucking time?
Yeah. Oh god.
Anyway, let's go back to HBO.
What's another thing that I can remember when Rugrats wasn't political?
Oh my god. Clearly you never saw the television masterpiece that was All Grown Up.
For fuck's sake. I'm getting too old for this.
Yeah. Anyway, so but yeah, I think that if this move
goes well, I think this is going to start a bidding war between studios and streaming services to get.
I think that the power balance, because like for up until recently, movie studios had more power than streaming platforms did in terms of like content, right?
Yeah. Now it's the other way.
Because
it's starting to shift.
The studio system and the theater industry their monopoly was so titanic, their grip on the industry was so severe that streaming platforms were lucky to get the scraps of the movie industry, right? And like maybe in a couple years, can we get your movie on our platform? I guess. Run along, kid. Sure, fine. In 5 years you can have it. Run along.
But now the balance has shifted to where now the streaming platforms are basically the kids you don't make fun of in
don't make fun of that kids in middle school. That's right.
Yeah, and then the movie studios are basically the chads who.
Now it's getting to the point where like
high school.
Yeah, now it's getting to the point where streaming services are like, oh yeah, I guess
you know how we have.
I guess if
we have infrastructure and the ability to actually stream your stuff, but
I mean, I guess we can put your movie on our platform. I guess. I mean, if you maybe we'll call you.
See,
we'll call you. Here's my card. We'll call you.
It's like, please, man.
I mean, I guess
your dick to get on Netflix.
That's right. That's right.
You got any spare change, man? I got these cheeseburgers, man. I don't want no. I got these films, man.
If this sets a trend where, and by the way, I don't think this is being said enough, but I think that HBO, I think Warner Brothers dumping all this stuff onto HBO Max is a direct benefit for the consumer.
Oh, it is.
And so, when you have two major arms of a corporation fighting, it always, and I mean always, okay, not always, most of the time, consumers will benefit when big giant corporate interests are fighting each other because they want to do anything they can to appease their customers.
Oh yeah,
and so
plus like Netflix has been sitting pretty for far too fucking long.
That's right.
I know stuff like Disney Plus and Hulu are like slowly rising up, but it might be a three-way battle between Netflix, Hulu, and Disney, and it's owned by the same people.
I feel like Disney Plus though is sort of teetering off in popularity because there are
Mandalorian.
There are some people who stick around for Mandalorian and like Hamilton, And like I think
Well,
people,
and then those Marvel shows are coming out next month.
oh, you know what?
And
You're
then
right. Like once the Marvel stuff
we-
hits, I think maybe
Well,
that'll.
and then we're gonna get Kenobi, and then we're gonna get some other Star Wars TV shows. So I think like just because they have one show, but once they have like
a bunch of stuff,
showcase of like the Mandalorian and the Marvel shows, and
Obi-Wan
all this
Kenobi.
other,
Yeah.
So I think we're in the
lull. We're in the lull right now.
Little pod. It's in the chrysalis phase right now, and then it'll grow into this butterfly that is.
Oh, okay. Because like
it'll be like when Netflix was at its golden age, when they had like House of Cards and Orange is the New Black and a whole bunch of
Breaking
these award-winning shows. Breaking Bad, and they're gonna have all these award-winning shows on there.
Castlevania
and like,
stuff. Yeah,
Castlevania. So it's like, hey, we're the biggest swinging dick now. So I think we're in it's still in its early stages. Because remember, you might not remember this, but Netflix for the first year or so, they were
just a rental service.
Yeah, they were just a rental service. And even when the streaming service launched up, like it was used, but not to the level that it is now. So we're still in its early stages. You need a good foundation, and then you build up the catalog from there. But what basically HBO Max has done, they basically just took an adrenaline shot and just like
yeah, that's kind of
let's go.
I'm thinking about Pulp Fiction where
that's why I got it.
He's just stabbing. No, you're right though. That's a beautiful analogy. You're right, because HBO is kind of putting all their cards on the table and being like, listen, we're like the premier streaming platform. We don't tolerate the bull. So like some of the stuff on Netflix is great, but I would say about 40% of the Netflix catalog is filler.
There's definitely some bundle deals going on.
Yeah. There's definitely some like, hey, buy this stuff. Also, here's the rights to this bullshit. But yeah, with HBO, it's like, hey, we only allow premium stuff on our platform.
Yeah, they have all the HBO catalog, all the Studio Ghibli movies, the Criterion Collection, and now all of the 2021 film lineup. I think HBO Max it's gonna be a contender. It's gonna be somebody. I want to do it. I want to sign up for it as soon as I can when I get paid next.
Get Space Jam 2, baby!
Dude,
come on, it's
Suicide Squad, and welcome to the.
We should get. Oh yeah, I guess Suicide Squad. I guess.
Come on, James Gunn, let's go. He's writing and directing.
But like Jared Leto's back.
Not for long though.
Okay. I mean, I don't even think you know what? You're right. I'm gonna get excited because James Gunn.
Yeah, it's James Gunn. If anybody can fix that fucking mess that is the Jared Leto Joker performance, it's him.
Yeah, probably. I wonder if he'll be like, I wonder if he'll be cornered by the director and all the production staff. It's like, listen, asshole, you don't get to do this. You don't get to do this fucking sick shit you did last time. Just read the script.
Oh god, they just get Michael Rourke to fucking beat the shit out. Because Michael Rourke's gonna be on that fucking movie, come hell or high water.
Yeah,
he's in every James Gunn movie whatsoever.
I hope they bring back her name is Viola Davis.
Viola Davis.
Viola Davis. Yeah.
She has to.
I hope they bring her back. She was probably one of the better. She was probably one of the better parts of Suicide Squad.
Yeah, you gotta have Margot Robbie, that cast is gonna be great. It's gonna have John Cena in it. It's gonna have Idris Elba, Margot Robbie, oh god, a few other people too.
Idris Elba's gonna be in Suicide Squad?
Idris Elba, yeah, he's gonna be one of the main leads.
Huh, all right.
Like, he's not Deadshot, but I thought he was replacing Deadshot, but he's like a brand new character or something, which is fine. Who else is coming back? I don't know. That it's gonna be a huge movie, and here's what I know: it's gonna be a good movie. Everybody in the cast during those interviews seems to like they're just actually legitimately smiling, and it's like, yeah, this movie's been a blast. I love working with this guy.
Okay. I know that when they did a lot of the interviews, like a lot of the actor interviews behind the scenes for like Justice League though. For Justice League, though, there was a lot of the actors who were basically like, I feel like they were given like directions on how to do interviews, because you can actually watch the Ralph the Movie Maker video, but there's basically a super cut of all the actors saying like, "Oh, the movie's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun time. I just want people to have fun." So like, I hope that it's not like that. Where like,
I want to the movie's great. The movie's fun. Yeah,
dude, I said this to you recently, but you probably have seen the video before of like all of the actors for Star Wars Episode 9.
Yeah,
and like it's like a supercut of them being interviewed, and the interviewer is asking like, "What do you think about Rise of the Skywalker?" And it's great. I love it.
I started to pick up on that after I saw the interviews for after Game of Thrones showed up, because I was like, "What the fuck are they talking about?" And I watched a lot of the interviews, and almost every single one of them are just like, "Yeah, it's something, all right."
The actress who plays fucking Calanthe, or shit, not Calanthe, or shit, not fucking Khaleesi. Thank you. Yeah,
Emilia Clarke. Yeah, she was just like,
there's an interview. There's an interview with her where she's like, "Best season ever."
Best season ever.
Best season ever. Have you seen the footage of the script reading where they?
I have. I showed that to you. The guy who played Barris.
Yeah.
He lost his. He's so mad. He just flew it. He just threw his script behind his back. He's just like, that's it. The end of Game of Thrones. He's just like, he throws his script.
Oh my.
Dude, they did Barris dirty.
So on Twitter, recently Lindsay Ellis on Twitter said, wow, so Game of Thrones ended less than like 6 months ago, and now nobody's talking about it. Like, the backlash for Game of Thrones is so bad that like nobody wants to talk. Like, okay, do you remember when Breaking Bad ended, and like people for years people talked about
we wouldn't shut up about it.
White people across the globe wouldn't shut the fuck up about Breaking Bad, myself included.
Yeah, me too. Well, we watched the finale together. Like, it was a cultural event. It was like the Super Bowl. We had fucking
it was so good, and it kept Breaking Bad in the popular lexicon for years.
People are still talking about how it's one of the best TV finales of all time.
Nobody talks about Game of Thrones now.
Because they don't want to talk about it, because
nobody wants to talk about it.
You don't know what we've seen. You don't know what we've suffered through. You don't know.
Like, the series has left such a fucking bad taste in people's mouths that they don't even want to talk about the good parts of Game of Thrones anymore.
Nope. Because the ending kills it. It really does. Like, it's kind of hard to explain without experiencing. It's like going to war. It's like you haven't seen what we've seen in the war.
You can't put your experiences back in the bottle.
Yeah.
You can no longer you can't be pure anymore.
No, you can't. You can't see the stupidity here's the thing. I was a Game of Thrones apologist for that whole season. And then the last 2 episodes kicked up, and it was some of the most bullshit, convoluted, didn't make any goddamn sense. They rushed the fuck out of it. It's like, we have to end this show as soon as humanly fucking possible so we can go work on Star Wars.
And then that didn't even pan out.
Exactly. That's what makes
it worse, dude. That's what makes it worse, is that they never even they sacrificed so much for something they didn't even end up doing.
Yep. That's why it kind of hurts a lot more.
Yeah, definitely.
Because they went on to make, like, here's the thing, those guys are not going to be working on any projects for a while. They're going to be laying low for quite a long time.
Or they're definitely going to be using stage names, or like their pen names for sure.
D&D shit. But yeah, dude, it's just, the finale just left the worst taste in our fucking mouths. Like, I would say, like, watch it and see what happens and make your own opinion. Don't watch it. Like, don't waste your time.
Yeah, like, it's hard. Like, it is legitimately hard if somebody comes up to you and is like, "Hey, I heard Game of Thrones is pretty." Like, okay, imagine like 5-10 years from now when like teenagers who weren't around for Game of Thrones they're like researching really popular shows of like the 2010s and the like 2020. They're like, hey dad, like, were you alive? What was it like to grow up watching Game of Thrones? Like, should I watch it? Like,
And then
like
you just see, and you just see him turn around slowly, just like,
no,
never bring that name up to me again. You just see Vietnam flashbacks. It's like, oh god,
get the breastplate stretcher.
Oh man, it hurt extra for me too, because I actually rewatched the whole show.
Yeah, you did a deep dive marathon before the final season.
Yeah, for weeks. I rewatched the whole fucking show, and just like so much shit just got dropped. Storylines didn't make any sense. They made a big deal about the Lord of Light and a Horse of High and the Horn and the White. I don't even mind how the fucking Night King died. Okay, I kind of minded. But still, like, they didn't properly utilize their characters. Okay, so it's almost like Soul Eater, the ending of Soul Eater.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
It's like, it was that feeling of like, everybody has this progression, and then it just all gets solved with one little punch, and then the show's done.
Oh, shit. Like, we ran out of budget.
Yeah. Or it's like, here's the fucked up part about this whole thing.
But yeah, Game of Thrones has no budget. Like, their budget is limitless.
Yeah. They offered, say like, hey, do you want to do a couple more seasons of this to really like flesh it out? And D&D was just like, no, we can get it done in like a season and a half. It's fine. We'll just take a year and a half break, almost a 2-year break in between.
It was like HBO or somebody said they wanted to do like HBO. They wanted to do 2 to 3 more seasons or something.
Yeah, it was like 2 to 3 more seasons, and D&D was just like, no, we'll get it done. And it's like,
okay.
This is why we got so hyped. Is because like they spent so much time writing and filming it. It can't possibly be bad, right? Right?
Best season ever,
guys. Yeah, it was just fucking shit.
Oh god, I remember the pain, dude. I remember reading about it on Twitter. It was just, it sucks because there's legitimately good stuff in Game of Thrones. Like,
there's great stuff. It's just the ending just kills it. It's really
hard.
does.
It's hard to recommend it to somebody to watch or to rewatch. Like, it's hard
I'm never gonna recommend it to anybody ever again.
It's hard to like justify like investing a bunch of time in watching.
There are so many other different shows that I would recommend to somebody over Game of Thrones.
Right.
Like, oh god. Well, let's hope that new Lord of the Rings Amazon show is any good.
If it's anything like The Hobbit,
it's not going to be anything like The Hobbit.
Oh, what have we done? So the only thing I know about the Lord of the Rings, the Amazon show so far, is that apparently, allegedly, it is the most expensive piece of media ever created.
Oh yeah,
apparently,
allegedly. I hope they do. I hope they do use that technology that they use for the Mandalorian, where they're basically just on like this 360 like screen. It's like a blue screen or something like that. Like, you should look up how they actually filmed The Mandalorian. It's actually really fascinating. But yeah, I hope they do that. But man, I just wonder if they're actually going to do like the books, or are they going to do like this? Or are they going to do the Second Age? Because like you can. The first stage would be a fucking nightmare.
Yeah,
like this between Eru Ilúvatar and Morgoth. The whole, like, the actual war of light and dark. It was like, what the fuck is going? What the fuck are these Silmarils? Where's the ring?
You know,
but I hope they do. I hope they do like I think the Númenórean storyline.
Yeah,
would be fantastic.
I definitely think they'll play more into that for sure. The thing is,
I hope
like,
they do the Second Age. I really hope they do.
You know what I hope they do with this Lord of the Rings show? I hope that they go out of their way as much as humanly possible to make it nothing like the Peter Jackson movies. I hope that they are. like my biggest fear is that they're gonna play the greatest hits, right? Like Gollum's gonna be like my precious, and like there's gonna be like I never thought I'd be.
I hope it's not even. I hope it's. I hope they don't even talk about the Lord of the Rings,
right?
Or the War of the Ring. I hope they do because you could do a lot of good stuff with Saruman and Celebrimbor and the actual fort. Like that could be a great finale.
Just don't do fan fiction. Like don't do the Hobbit where oh, did you know that Legolas was with the hobbits and the dwarves? Like don't do that.
Yeah.
Please.
Oh God.
Oh hey, you remember that part in the book where Gandalf goes to fight a necromancer and it's something that happens on one page of the book and it's never mentioned again? We should do a whole.
Yeah, we do a whole 20-minute scene.
Let's dedicate a whole scene where Galadriel it has a romance subplot with fucking Gandalf, and then he and Galadriel and Saruman go fight the necromancer, and it's Sauron. Why? Stop! Don't do that.
Stop it,
please.
Get some.
Please.
I'm actually kind of itching to rewatch I have never seen the extended editions, and I want to check them out.
I was like, no, don't watch the Hobbit movies.
I'm not gonna watch the Hobbit movies. Get the fuck out of here.
Okay, I was scared. I was scared for a second.
No, I own the original trilogy, the extended cut Blu-rays, and I never cracked them open. So it might be the time to actually crack it open.
If I was you, I would definitely watch it more as a mini-series than a movie. Don't watch that bitch in one sitting. That would be my advice to you.
I'll just do what I did with Godfather 2 and just spread it out over 2 days.
Yeah, definitely.
I've been itching to watch some trilogies, so I'm going to rewatch The Lord of the Rings, the extended edition, and in preparation for the new cut of The Godfather Part 3 that they just released, I'm going to rewatch all. I've never seen Godfather Part 3, but I really want to watch Godfather Part 1, 2, and 3, so I can kind of complete.
Apparently, Godfather 3 is the misfit stepchild of the trilogy. It's been I've only seen the first 2.
You don't go against the family.
That's right.
Oh, that's.
You can't refuse. You look, when you do that, you look like a weird Sesame Street character. It's 𝐤𝐿𝐼𝐿 the Grouch.
Bitch, I live in a fucking trash can. I'm the poorest motherfucker on Sesame Street. Nobody's helping me. Mine would be realistic Sesame Street.
Anyway.
Yeah, Big Bird. Hi, Bird. I need some smack, Bird. I'm sick.
Okay, so I don't
think we have enough time for one more.
I kind of want to make sure. I kind of want to make these just 3 hours. I don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole. So if you want, I don't have any viewer questions this week. We can do one more topic though.
I think we should do one more talk. Okay. Dude, you want to talk about the monoliths?
Oh, sure, that's fine.
Yeah. So I don't know. So I don't know what the hell this is for. Is it like a All right. So for those who don't know.
Yeah. Explain the monoliths.
Okay. So I think. So these random.
And by the way, this is real life. This is not a movie or a TV show.
Yeah. This is not an Onion article. This is not anything like that. So I believe it was in Utah. It was somewhere in a canyon where this triangular, weird 2001 Space Odyssey looking motherfucker just showed up randomly, just out of nowhere. And it just stood there, and people were puzzled by it. And we don't know if it's like a weird marketing gimmick.
Let me keep talking. I'm going to try to find a picture of it.
Yeah, find a picture for it and post it. So just these random monoliths have decided to be posted up throughout all over the world, and then one day one of them just disappeared, and then I think one of them ended up in Iceland or Scotland, and
they're appearing all over the world.
Yeah, they're appearing all over the world. Oh dude, I'm so ready for the next 2020 is still not over yet. Let's see what we can get now. We've had economic crash, a plague, riots in the streets. I'm waiting for alien invasion. Let's go.
Here, so I found a video. Oh, if it decides it wants to load, it's not YouTube.
What's it got?
Do you ever hate when there's a weird embedded player on a website? Okay,
Yeah, it's like their own proprietary one.
here. So I'm going to. This is like a 40-second video, and I'm going to very quickly just do that.
Okay, so it was in Utah.
And then do that, and I will let this. And then while you're talking, I'll let the video play.
All right, so one actually, there's one in California. There's one in Utah.
Yeah, there's
California,
one in Pittsburgh,
Romania, and in the UK. And it's like people don't know where the hell these things are coming from. I don't. Yeah, I just.
So
don't know.
what's
like,
the
if this is a marketing campaign, it's like one of the best marketing campaigns of the year. Hands
there's
down.
apparently one that was in somewhere called the Isle of Wights.
Okay. Where's that?
It's off the coast of England, and there was one in Romania, and there's one in California and Las Vegas. So yeah, that's what it looks like. Let me just do this real quick. No, I don't care about this video about airports or whatever.
It's the Denver airport. That's where they're coming from.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh God, those fucking conspiracy theorists.
So what's the over/under in your opinion? Marketing strategy or conspiracy? Like, is it like a here? Let me just do that real quick. So what's the over/under? Do you think that this is some sort of viral marketing campaign? Do you think this is like a weird cult? Do you think this is just like a publicity stunt? What's your take?
I think it's a good marketing campaign for something. Imagine if like those monoliths opened up and it's like, hey, here's a PS5.
That's right. Oh God.
I don't know. I think it's either maybe an artistic statement that somebody's trying to do, like somebody's trying to copy the notoriety and the randomness that is Banksy. Because like a Banksy will show up whenever. I'm not saying this is Banksy, but like a Banksy type figure is like maybe just putting these little weird monoliths up here to make either like an artistic standpoint or a political standpoint or something. I mean, if what that Israeli space commander said was true about the Galactic Federation, then
I mean, so but there's footage of people taking down the monoliths at like 2 a.m. Like the first one that showed up, so the first one showed up and everyone was like, "What the fuck?" And the strange thing about it was it was placed in a location that would be really hard to set up without being noticed. Like it's in the middle of this like canyon in the middle of nowhere, and then in the dead of night, like a crew of people came in and they dismantled the monument and the monolith and they took it away.
Yeah.
So there's clearly there's an organization involved.
Yeah. It could be a weird cult activity. I'm not entirely sure. Like, I don't know if they're like, what if Scientology was right?
Oh God.
And this is
Scientology, they would too. They would just be like, Tom Cruise is directing the effort. He's like, guys, we got to get people invested in the religion. Let's put up some monoliths.
I know. It's just like, I don't know, man. Like, there's so many things that we don't know. I think that this is just some weird viral marketing campaign.
Oh, yeah. That's my bet.
Yeah.
It's definitely some company like, oh, hey, I don't know what it is or what it's for. Or like, do you want to go weird with it? Do you think this is like, oh, they're radio towers that are transmitting a signal that's going to brainwash you?
You know what's really funny about that?
What's that?
So, you know the whole shit with those 5G towers and everybody was like fucking with them?
Oh, yeah.
So, it's a little weird, but me and my sister went to Port Hueneme the other day because we were trying to get COVID tested. Couldn't get tested. The line would have been like 6 hours long. So we were just like, hey, let's go get some lunch. Hey, we were never allowed to have Popeyes as a kid. Let's go get some Popeyes.
Why weren't you allowed to have Popeyes?
My mom just wouldn't allow it.
Oh, okay.
It's too greasy.
Oh, okay. I mean, she probably has a good point, but like.
Oh, it was, but we were just like, we never get to have this, and we literally bought $30 worth of Popeyes fried chicken.
Oh, of course.
But why this is so important is because we saw a 5G tower right behind the restaurant, and it was just camouflaged as a tree.
Oh
They
yeah.
put like a whole bunch of camouflage over it. It's like, okay, that's pretty smart.
There was tons of those at my college. We had it was like palm, except ours looked like palm trees. Like,
Yeah, ours kind of looked like a palm tree as well.
oh, okay.
Or the one near the 5G tower. But yeah, I don't know, man. This has to be some weird. But if they, I mean, we'll find out sooner rather than later because more and more of them are popping up.
I got it. So you know how oh my god. You know how the QAnon people think that the Bill Gates funded COVID vaccine is an excuse for Bill Gates to put microchips inside of you to track you or some shit?
Yeah.
The monoliths are, they're like the control towers for the tracking chips. Bill Gates is coming to eat you.
Oh God. Eat the rich or eat the poor, I guess in this case. But no, but it's like everybody's so worried about tracking. It's like we know to like. Have you read those terms and service agreements for all your electronics?
Oh yeah.
Like there's weird shit in there sometimes.
Did I ever tell you the time?
It's so easy to track somebody through your phone.
Yeah, like if you're gonna track
Apple Watch.
Yeah, like listen. Yeah, we already all have a tracking device on us. It's called a fucking smartphone, or like a smartwatch, or any number of fucking things, right?
Or it's like even your Bluetooth headphones can transmit a signal. Like it's fucking dirt simple to fucking track. The only way for them to not track you is to not have.
Are you out to get me?
Yeah. Kill the wise one.
Huh. Your AirPods are like, he knows too much. No. No. Make it say you're next. You're next.
You're next,
bitch.
Pat. Delete my browser history. Bleh.
What's this? Xvids cream pie compilation. I'm shocked.
Oh, that's Bush League.
Yeah, I know.
Literal Bush League.
Bushmaster. Yeah.
Bushmaster. Stokes. Mariah Stokes.
Oh,
you know,
man.
I didn't really care for Luke Cage season 2 all that much, but I did like the guy that they played Bushmaster. He's a really good actor.
Yeah, so Bushmaster is pretty good. I think that Cottonmouth, the villain, is pretty great. Mariah Stokes is like, as a villain in Luke Cage, she's okay. I didn't hate her. She's just okay though.
I like her actor, or I like her actress.
Yeah,
no, she's really good.
Also, like speaking of actresses, I posted this on Twitter the other day because somebody, you know those really obnoxious posts where people are like, they'll post a screenshot of a character and be like, name a character who's been through more pain. Go on, I'll wait.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I saw one for Rey from the new Star Wars movies.
I saw that thread, yeah.
And I was like, I'm not even anti-Star Wars, and in fact, like, I aside from the fucking rise of the fucking Skywalker, I actually think the new trilogy is like fine. I think that I think the first, I actually think that the second movie is a lot better than people give it credit for.
It really is.
But I came to the conclusion about Rey the character where I said what is her name? Daisy Ridley. Daisy Ridley gives 3 great performances, but is given shit material to work with.
Oh yeah,
that's my.
Well, it's like you have some rising stars. You have Adam Driver. You have John Boyega. You have Oscar Isaac. You have fucking Daisy Ridley. These guys are the new hotness.
They're a hot commodity.
And you just and you make them and you make them speak hot garbage.
Yeah, I feel like I feel that Rey as a character is a character who gets completely butchered in the screenplay.
No, she did.
Like Daisy Ridley, I'm telling you, she gives good performances. But she's just given crap to work with. Less so than not The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi. In The Last Jedi, I feel that like she's actually
that's when she becomes a 3-dimensional character.
yeah.
She doesn't.
I feel like that's the
ride on
only
her-
movie where she actually gets some agency and is actually able.
Well, it's like she goes to the roller coaster of emotion. She experiences happiness, sadness, longing,
Empathy, anger.
empathy, anger. She even like almost goes to the dark side a few times.
Right.
Like she's a really interesting character in The Last Jedi, and then her coming to realize herself that it's like, oh, you're nobody.
That's the best
You know,
part about her character is that like she comes to this realization that like the Jedi are seen as this kind of like elitist club that like you have to be born a Jedi, right? Because you have to have the midichlorians. What are midichlorians? You have to have the midichlorians
Well, that's the thing.
in your
Well,
bloodline.
that's the thing, though. Every single living thing in Star Wars has midichlorians. It's
Right.
just how much midichlorians you have.
Right. So
Or it's like,
I
call them
really
fate bubbles.
so I really like the idea that they're trying to in the second movie they're trying to kind of subvert that like chosen one narrative where basically like
Sure.
oh like Luke, you were chosen to be a Jedi. And kind of the thesis of The Last Jedi is that like no, Rey, you weren't destined to be a Jedi. You don't have a special lineage. You're like you literally come from nothing, and that's okay because the thesis of the movie is that like I can be a Jedi, you can be a Jedi, we can all be Jedis.
Yeah.
Because
I even like the final battle in between Luke and Kylo.
Yeah.
Like that was because inadvertently, you know, because everybody wants like a sword fight. But like, you know, the Jedi at the end of the day are about peace and love and pacifism.
Being agents, being hired killers for the government, but yeah.
Yeah. And like but like him defeating his enemies without hurting anybody or striking a single blow is the most Jedi thing that Luke could have done.
Right.
In that. Instead, they just wanted him to all lift up the fucking walkers and then drop or crush them with his mind.
Right. They wanted to do this whole thing where like Luke Skywalker is gonna come and like single-handedly rescue the day because the new cast of characters can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's sort of like, and honestly, it's not even just Daisy Ridley. I feel like oh shit, John Boyega is the guy who plays Ben, right? Or oh shit, Finn. Who's the guy who plays Finn?
Yeah.
John Boyega.
Yeah. He got the raw end of the deal.
Yeah, again, it's kind of the same thing. Like he gives 3 really good performances, but like he's only given good material in 1 movie. I feel really, really bad for the actress who plays Rose Tico because I feel like fucking J.J. Abrams looked at all the feedback from the fucking Star Wars nerds. Who were like, oh, I hate the Rose Tico character. And JJ was like, well, I can't piss off the fanboys, so
I can't piss off the Redditors and the YouTube essayists.
You're no longer going to be in my movie, even though you're like one of the only fresh original characters in this franchise.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Here, have this Power Ranger instead. What's that? You want me to develop her character? You guys are funny.
Oh my god!
You guys, you guys.
They essentially bullied Kelly Marie Tran, who played Rose, and Daisy Ridley off social media forever because of that, and that's a damn shame.
Wow, you guys want character development?
I think Kelly Marie Tran's going to be in it. Oh, she's actually in that new Disney animated show about the what the fuck is it called? I can't remember. But yeah, she's actually like the main. Like it's like this weird Vietnamese like folklore or something.
Oh wait,
really?
Is that movie called like a Trip to the Moon or whatever, that thing on Netflix?
No, it's an actual official Disney movie. Hang on, let's see what the name
I know that there was some animated movie that came out recently that was from like China or some Asian territory that was like a movie about like characters going to the moon, and they like it's kind of borrowing from like the Princess Kaguya myth and legends.
Yeah. Oh god, Raya and the Last Dragon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I saw a trailer for that, and it looked really, really cool. So I'm gonna be really excited to see that, to support it. But
should we have a segment on our show from now on called Monolith Watch, where we track where the monolith goes?
Yeah.
You're watching Monolith Watch.
2 more have popped up in Hawaii and Argentina. Back to you. We are live with Nick Caldwell on the scene. Thank you, Bob.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
You gotta have that gap.
They're talking to me. Send help! And then the feed gets disrupted.
Alex Jones was right. It's the. Oh God.
We should have listened to Trump.
Oh God.
Oh dear.
Somebody's got to take that so out of context.
Yeah, of course.
Whatever. Fuck it.
Anyway, I think that'll do it for the show. Unless you had anything else.
I think we're good.
Okay.
Anyway,
I want to try to keep these under 3 hours from now on, just because like 3 hours is like the upper limit. Just because I feel like I want to have a more.
We need to work out the difference between like a 2-hour show and a 3-hour show.
Yeah.
But I think we'll stay at 3 hours for the time being.
Yeah.
But it's all free form. We
Yes,
all have a little bit of wiggle room that we got.
Elbow room.
Anyway.
Oh, by the way, are you going to be so you're going to be playing Cyberpunk? Are you going to be streaming Cyberpunk?
I will be streaming Cyberpunk.
Okay.
I want to get a feel for the game first for a little bit, but I'm thinking about I'll have my private playthrough and then I'll have my stream playthrough.
Right on.
Yeah, because you have different life paths. You could either be like a street kid, a nomad, or a corpo. And it drastically changes your playthrough with whatever your lifestyle you pick. So I think I'll have my private, and then I'll have my little stream playthrough. But we'll figure that out. But I got to see how the game actually runs on my system. It'll run it pretty well, but I want to see how far I can go.
So
I can go beyond
I have a couple of streaming announcements for myself. I know I've been like not active. I've been trying to kind of adjust to my new job.
We've been really busy.
But yeah, so I do plan to actually start streaming again on a somewhat regular basis. So some things I plan to stream in the future. I'll probably be doing a run through of Fire Emblem and the Blade of Light that just came out. I'll probably be streaming that. I plan on starting and playing Gwent.
Casual mode. There's no casual. There's no Phoenix mode anywhere. This game sucks.
No, but
my units.
Here's the thing. So like, I think it has a system, kind of like Milla's Turn Wheel a little bit, where you can like actually go back a couple of turns and like basically you can create like save states and kind of go back to where you like if a unit dies, you can like go back to the save state where the unit hasn't died yet. So like it's kind of like Milla's Turn Wheel, except not really. But anyway,
not really.
So I'll be playing some of that. I'm going to be playing Gwent in the near future. I'm going to be I'm trying to find like a game that like will be like my definitive game that I want, like that's not a story driven game. Like I want to have a game that like I can build an audience with.
Why don't you play Fortnite?
Oh God. And like I might stream some more. Like I had fun streaming Faye. The couple of times I did it, I've been like a little less like enthusiastic to play Faye recently with the balance changes. But like I might stream some Faye in the future. But like I want to stream Gwent for sure. In fact, leading up to playing Gwent, I have a very, very, very special stream that I'll be doing. But as a sign off to a game that I spent years playing. Stay tuned for announcements about that.
Oh boy, I know what the stream is. You guys are in for a treat.
I've been planning something special.
It's gonna be so much. You know what we should play together?
What's that?
It'll be a lot of fun. We should play Magic Arena.
Oh hell yeah!
I have it, so we can play it.
Isn't it? Well, it's free. It's like free or like really cheap, right?
It's free.
Okay.
Yeah, and you just have to buy the packs.
Okay. But yeah, so in the next couple of weeks, I'll be streaming some Fire Emblem and the Blade of Light. I'll be streaming some Gwent. Now, I want to. Okay, so I bought Skyrim recently, and I guess I want to know, like, I might stream Skyrim, but I don't know if like Skyrim is like too played out at this point to stream. Like, if I stream Skyrim, will anyone give a shit? So like, I'm kind of on the fence about streaming Skyrim, but like, I'd like to. And if you guys want to watch, that's fine.
You can do a couple test streams, see how it works.
I might do like a test stream where like, if the viewership
you should make sure the thing actually runs.
Okay. That's probably a good idea.
I always like to do a test stream for every game that I plan on shooting. That's why I did one for Division 2, which I'm kind of playing again. play Vermintide. We should play Vermintide in
Yeah.
like Magic Arena. That'd be so much fun.
We can play, definitely. I want to kill some more rats.
I plan on doing a couple Gundam Battle of the Operation 2 streams just for shits and giggles.
Fancy?
I know.
Yeah.
So we'll see how
I
that
might
goes.
do some Fae in the future. Like, you know what? It might be fun to stream like book 5, the beginning of it.
That'd be cool. All right.
But yeah.
Well,
so
if
yeah,
that's enough announcements.
so look forward to that. Like I said, look forward to seeing these up on YouTube so you can watch them whenever you want.
Hell yeah.
Down in the description below, shameless plug time, down in the description below, there's my Twitter. There's a link to my Discord that you can join, the Obsidian Fortress Discord. Nick's on there all the time as an admin. He's the meme machine.
I am the meme machine. There's a
PayPal donation link if you enjoy what we do and you want to help support us monetarily. There's an option for you.
Hell yeah.
Feel free to throw in a few shekels into the cup if you enjoy our content. We're never going to charge for content. We're never going to have a premium content ever. We're never going to do any of that kind of crap. But if you like what you see, throw us a few shekels.
Please, sir.
Do you have any links or anything you want to plug?
Yeah, you can check me out here on Twitch at UnluckyMagician76. You can also check me out at Nicholas V. Caldwell31 on TikTok. I started posting on there again. You can even check me out on Twitter at 𝐂𝐚𝐭234 and watch me rant and rave about RWBY and mech shows and whatever I'm pissed off about. The Wubbies.
You and I have been watching the newest season of RWBY. So once that finishes up, or maybe once the mid-season finale happens, we might have like we'll have a small discussion about it.
We'll have a part 1 of 2 for like the first half of season 8.
Part 1, RWBY.
The part 1, the sacrifice.
Anyway, folks, we hope you had a good time. We had a good time tonight. We learned what it was. We learned what it was like to bag on Christopher Nolan. We learned what it was like to talk about The World Ends With You and to dump on Kingdom Hearts. We talked
about maybe in the future about how we're going to actually be watching stuff, at least for the next year, and I'm really excited.
We hope you had a good time.
And we would like to wish you a happy holidays. A ding, a ding, a ding, ding, ding. Go play Cyberpunk. Peace, love, and peace, and Merry Christmas.
We wish you. We'll be back next week. Love you.